Right, we'll go live on YouTube as well. There we go. Right, let me refresh that. Welcome in, everybody. How's everyone doing? I hope everybody is well. We've got a Stabby in first. We've got a Dennis in second. GG. Stabby, thank you for the resub. What's that now? 24 months, 2 years. 2 years of the stabs. Thank you so much, dude. 2 years is massive. massive, massive, massive amount of time. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you, dude. But yeah, what's it saying about fucking automatically cropping to not connected? Okay. I don't think it works. I think it works. Never mind. I mean, maybe it'll start working. Who knows? It is just the YouTube stream, so it's not the end of the day. Excuse me. Not the end of the world. Right. Sorry. I'll get my head out of my arse and we'll start the game. We've got everything? I think we've got everything, yes. So start the game. Get that started. Oh, that's it. Just completely reset all of my fucking outputs. Yeah. Your thing, game. Your thing. But I hope everyone had a good week. Did everybody enjoy the Game Awards? I'm so fucking chuffed. I'm so glad that Play Obscure won. Not just Game of the Year, but so many other awards as well, because that's the main thing, is that, you know, even if it was rough around the edges, the mechanics and the story and everything are still really good, but it wasn't. Like, you know, it was really fucking good. Really fucking good. So this is what happens, is it changes the fucking, it changes some shit. Right. Please excuse me for one moment. Why are you doing that? I've got some weird... So, let me get a video of this, because I'll put this in the Discord. This is fucking wild, dudes, right? So my fucking screen... My screen is all fucking, like, glitchy and, like, fucking bugging out. But OBS, which is capturing the screen, is fine. I don't get that at all. It's literally the same screen. Literally the same screen. So please bear with me for a moment, chat. My display is bugging out. Yes, Krill. Oh. What is going on with my fucking screen? Please bear with me. I'm really sorry, chat. This is fucking crazy. What's the problem? Right, bear with. Let me, Oh, it's the whole fucking... It's not just the game, it's the TV. Right, give me one sec, chat. Fucking hell, tech issues, tech issues, tech issues. Do you know what? Like, I commented on a fucking Just Chatting streamer's Instagram post because I'm an idiot. And I was saying, do you know what? In 2025, consoles, they're pretty comparable. There's very little that's, like, that much worse. Oh, my God. Sorry, my fucking monitor is bugging out. I need to... change my display settings. I need to check. This is 1440 and 120. Let me just drop it to 60 real quick and revert. Okay, so right, excuse me, overcoding and loaded, of course. Right, bear with me one moment. Bear with me one moment. I'm sorry, chat. It didn't happen the last 2 times we streamed it. No idea what's going on. So it's 1440 and it's 120 hertz and variable refresh rate not supported. It should be. Okay. Right, let me start the game again. And hopefully, hopefully it remembers the settings. Please bear with, chat. We all know how it goes. But how's it going, Crow? Good to see. Won best score and music, so as it should. Funniest thing, BF won audio, not CO. Battlefield. Yeah, Battlefield. Yeah, so, I mean, the thing is, right, in terms of, like, audio design, when you play Battlefield, the audio is genuinely, it's really, really fucking good. Like, the sounds and, like, all of the little things they add to make you feel like you're on an actual battlefield. Yeah, I kind of get it. I kind of get it, because don't get me wrong, like, the sound effect, I mean, the music, yeah, Claire Obscure, 100%, the music was fucking peak, right? But in terms of audio design, like impacts and things like that, it wasn't super, super strong there. But that's not that important, because it's not trying to convince you that you're in a fight with, it's a strategy game. You're supposed to be thinking about strategy. So it didn't focus on, like, making really crunchy sort of, like, you know, audio design. But when you play a Battlefield game and there's, like, rockets and tanks and shit, it's just, yeah. And if you've got a decent quality headset, yeah, it's pretty immersive, I'm not going to lie. It's amazing. But yeah, Battlefield 1. Yeah, Battlefield 1, when someone's like, charge, and everyone's fucking running into a battlefield, you feel like you're in 1901. It's like, you know, it's fucking crazy. So yeah, I think that in terms of audio design, I think Battlefield 6 does take it. And it's a shame that online multiplayer wasn't also Battlefield 6, but obviously Arc Raiders is literally everyone's fucking favorite game right now. So I'm going to try going to 120 again. Okay, cool. Full window, 1440. Because yes, there's no point streaming at fucking 1440, 60 FPS if I'm not playing at 1440, and I may as well play at 120 to make sure that it's as smooth as possible for you guys, and the encoder has even more to work with. Because effectively, I wish I could... Sorry, I'll start the game, sorry. I wish I could set it up so that I could play at 120 and it could use 120 frames a second to encode at 60, so it could, like, optimize. Because the other day, another fucking thing I commented on the other day was somebody was talking about their OBS settings and what they do, and they haven't been streaming that long, and they got most of it right, but there were a few things that, you know, they sort of maybe misunderstood a little bit. So I mentioned it, and when I was in the comment section, I said, you know, I was scrolling through, and somebody was like, no, B-frames, you want B-frames on 0. B-frames don't do anything, turn them off. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? People are so clueless. Casper, welcome in. How's it going, dude? Good to see you. People are so fucking clueless about how video codecs actually work. Like, B-frames are a way of optimizing. Are you gonna... Okay. They're a way of optimizing the frame. It uses the information from the frame before and the frame after, because it's bi-directional, which is why they're called B-frames. So what was it? It was 2187. Oh, good. How do it, Mr. Krams? What's this game? This game is routine. I'm doing very well, thank you. This game is routine. It's very, very inspired by Dead Space and Alien Isolation, as you may tell. But yeah, it's been really interesting so far. I think I think we might finish it today. But yeah, grab one of them. So I want this. Because I can barely fucking... And you can't pick the thing up. You can't fucking pick it up. That's the thing that's annoying me. Is not only is it in a shit place, you also can't pick it up to read the fucking number. And we read it last time. But yeah, I can't fucking get near the damn thing to read it. I think it's 2187. Excuse me. Made a joke that they got all watched forward to Tomb Raider 07 and the SW games. Tomb Raider, yeah, they're dropping 2 Tomb Raider games. You know, and they didn't put TWO MB Raider, and everyone was like, what? And then they said they were, they didn't make that joke, unfortunately, but yeah, 2 new Tomb Raider games. Check it out. It's fucking interesting, dude. And I think the remake of the original, I'm looking forward to that, because that's the first one I played, and it was one of the first times I played a really genuinely fully 3D game on my PC. I played a few games before that, but I think it was one of the first times I was playing a game on my PC. Like, wow, games have evolved. But you look at it now, it's blocky as fuck. But yeah. Can't see shit, no glasses. Crumbs plays routinely. I do. Phoebes, welcome in. Good to see you. Do some voice calls and stuff at the night 2187. As far as I can, 2187. It said you wish in 2 Star Wars games I can. Yeah, two Star Wars games to look forward to. Sorry, there was way too many twos in that sentence. Yeah, pod racing game. So Wipeout might have a spiritual successor. Live things. So I went back to the arbor. Save as much of the fluids from the dissection as possible, but I had to let most of it soak into the soil. I wish circumstances were more jovial, but I am grateful to be able to share this moment with you. Maria, this is an absolute marvel, a native being of the moon. Hello, team. There is a potential illness going around. Until we know more, STIPP is in effect. Report the first signs of any symptoms. Isolate if feeling ill. Wipe down surfaces frequently. Wear provided masks. Visit the lab for cultures to be taken. One of the doctors will always be at the main control lab, so stop by any time. The sleeping area will be set up for you in the designated isolation zone. Your meals will be delivered for the length of your isolation period. Chem will be conducting recurring surface swabs and used air filter testing. Bio will handle pre-incinerator wastewater analysis. So yeah, I think it's chem because that's bio. Engineering will be replacing all air filters with high efficiency particulate air filters over the next 48 hours. Reach out to the medical team with any questions. Right, so what I should do now, should save. Right, excuse me. Others gambling habits have moved me a few places up the leaderboard. I see 2 wars, 2 star, 2 wars, 2 furious, 2 forceful. Oh man, the Fast and the Furious series is it's the thing is, right? Somebody was saying that the Fast and the Furious films, they have a ridiculous amount of streams, and apparently they worked out that the streams were going to non-English speaking countries, but there were no localizations, right? So people were streaming the Fast and the Furious movies in English, a language they don't understand, but because the plot is so fucking simple, it doesn't matter. You can still watch it because the plot is so basic. And I was like, wow, that is a depressing thought. That is a depressing thought, that we're making films that are so fucking basic that people that don't even speak their language can watch them. Coupled with the fact that in TV, like several actors who work in TV have said it's difficult because right now they're writing the shows and they're sort of scripting them and building them to be incredibly explanatory all of the time because they know everybody's on their phones. So everything has to be explained in like clear terms all the time so people don't lose track and lose interest. And I'm like, wow. Like if you can't even fucking commit yourself to a 25-minute episode of something on Netflix, That's fucking scary to me. That's genuinely really fucking terrifying. Because yeah, like the crazy thing is, right, the cinemas, Ferret, welcome in, how's it going? Cinemas are going out of business because nobody goes to the cinema anymore. But if you go to the cinema, the people that do go to the cinema have no etiquette whatsoever. They are so disruptive and disturbing. It's so annoying. And that's why the cinemas are going out of business, because people that want to go somewhere to sit quietly and appreciate a film are just unable to. So they just watch it at home. So cinemas that are, you know, places where people watch a reasonably long form kind of content, right? Films are usually over an hour long, right? But kids can't fucking do it. They haven't got the attention span anymore. And yeah, even in the short form of like film on a screen at home, even in short form where everything's episodic on Netflix these days, which I don't really agree with, to be honest, but they're having to write the show. Not only is it shorter episodes, like shorter forms of content, episodic, to make it easier to digest because people have no attention span, they're writing the shows to be easy to follow, even if you're playing with your phone. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You're compromising the art of storytelling because people can't put their fucking phones down. Crazy. Fucking crazy, dude. I'm good, my dude. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. I bet it's a Mercedes or a VW. Short drive around the block. Crumb should say some tongue twisters. Some tongue twisters. No, I can't even say a normal sentence at the moment. This brain fog and the swelling it creates in your brain is so bad. Don't understand English, typical English person. Non-English people don't understand English, typical English person said. What do you mean? I'm just saying people that don't even speak the language, they can't understand the film. Do love their cinema experience, but fuck people. Exactly. This is it. This is it. What was that? My mind was melted by an AI short on Insta, and I missed what you said, Crumbs. Don't worry, it's not important. I'm just kidding. Don't understand why you guys in the UK and USA goes crazy in the summer. Yeah, I hate it. I fucking hate it. People fucking screaming and shouting like it's a fucking music concert. It's like, no, I'm sorry, that's not what a cinema is. A cinema is, you know, a quiet space to appreciate a piece of art. But maybe I'm just being a fucking pretentious cunt. I don't know. That could also be true. But the trouble is, cinemas, like I say, cinemas are becoming less and less popular, and that means they're not getting as much ticket revenue, and when they don't get as much ticket revenue, they can't pay as many people, and when they can't pay as many people, they can't have a proper usher per cinema room. So yeah, it means that there's no usher to shine the light at somebody and say, you know, to shut. But even if there was these days, kids are so fucking rude and entitled, they wouldn't listen. So, I feel like turning point was Minecraft movie, the whole chicken meme. Well, yeah, and I think the Marvel films also kind of, you know, people started screaming and shouting because they were excited about seeing a character in the Marvel films. And at first I was like, I can kind of get that you're excited to see a character, but at the same time, look how many fucking Marvel films there are. Obviously, you're going to see all the characters. They're milking that thing like crazy. So yeah, and they're making so many Marvel films now that they're just, the quality of the special effects is fucking terrible. And if you don't have good special effects in a superhero movie, what the fuck's the point? You know? But anyway, amino acids, after everything, it was all been worth it. This is a momentous life right here, right now, with us on the moon. Maybe the canal harbors a more hospitable environment for certain organic material. After I get the next experiments logged and prepared tomorrow, I need to talk to Barbara. Everything has all been worth, yeah. Hang on. Steroid biomarker detected. More details soon. I can't wait for the radiocarbon results. Don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep thinking about what types of ancient life could have left these biomarker assemblages in the samples and from how long ago. As excited as I am, it doesn't feel right celebrating without Edith. What I'm experiencing does not fill me with confidence. The loss of time, the hallucinations, and yet I embrace it. I embrace the process. I hear it now. The canal is the only way to go on together. Everybody started fucking losing their minds. Bunny, welcome in. Boing, boing, boing. Welcome in, Bunny. Over here, people shut the fuck up and watch the movie like normal behave people. Yeah, I bet it's nice. But we're in Europe, ain't animals either. Fun fact, cinema was created in spite of theatre, so theatre was really expensive and created for the rich class. So theatre was created from people who were middle and working class. Eventually they overcame theatre, and now that is Hollywood, which is of course for the rich class. Yes, Ferret, it's interesting because back in the day only the rich had horses. No, only the poor had horses and the rich had cars, and now the poor have cars and the rich have horses. Horses have massively finessed their way into being so expensive that only wealthy people can afford to keep them, so therefore they tend to be in better conditions. Oh, where's this guy? Where is this guy? What? This is where we went in? How the fuck did we get turned around like that? How did we get turned around like that? Have another follower on your YouTube. Thank you, Bunny. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's nice to grow the YouTube. Subscribing is obviously free on YouTube, so feel free, my dudes. And obviously, I stream there as well as here. This is somewhere else. Okay. Ooh. See. Got here, decontamination solution base notes. Choosing a base for EL9. Water content improves penetration on into porous surfaces. Water alone doesn't work for copper or hydrogen peroxide. Isopropyl alcohol. This is a very effective base. Helps dissolve cell membranes, making pathogens more vulnerable to copper and peroxide. Propylene glycol, risk of residue, keeps citric acid from clumping or separating, keeps copper ions suspended and spread out evenly, can degrade hydrogen peroxide. A treasure train has just started on your channel. Participants save 35% on 5 or more gift subs at level 2. What? Sorry, gang. Twitch just starts fucking hype trains whenever it wants. Yeah, completely random. Like, Stabby used his Prime sub 28 minutes ago. Honestly, dudes. And, like, this is the thing, right? Twitch is trying to extract the most amount of money. And, like, I don't want to fucking... Casper, thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Thank you. But, yeah, it's... my fault. But the thing is, the hype train started before. So... It started before the sub. I don't get it. Happened because it knew Casper was. Well, this is the thing. Like, I'm starting to think that realistically, the only thing that really matters on Twitch is how many subs you've got. Like, if you make money, they're going to push the fuck out of your channel. And stuff like this, where it just starts a hype train out of thin air to try and coax people into subbing. I'm like, okay, cool. You know. Like, if people want to sub, they'll sub. But, like, I don't want anyone to think that I'm complicit in this. I don't want to start some fucking hype train to make people... If people want to hype, they can hype. But I never ask for it because it's, you know, it's impolite. But yeah, I subbed as I entered chat, but I had to refresh to get the share my sub thingy. Ah, so it fucking ate the sub notification. But then it started a hype train, and then you've had to fucking hell, man. So this is the thing, right? They do stuff like this where they're sort of like they're making a hype train out of thin air to try and coax people and, you know, goad people into gifting subs, right? But then when somebody genuinely renews their sub, they fucking eat the fucking notification and don't fucking show it. Oh my God, yeah, it is so jank. It's just sort of like, honestly, all of this stuff they're trying to do to get more money, if they just made the website good and reliable and stable and, you know, robust and just let creators, you know, grow, it would be fine. But they're just, yeah, I don't know. They're called the Half Farty and McPony Farts, the Firth, the Firth. But yes, thank you guys for the hype train, I suppose. Enjoy the train, and thank you for the sub, Casper. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. But this is it. As a smaller creator, you know, when one of these hype trains starts and like only one person wants to resub, it just dies almost immediately. And then I feel kind of embarrassed. I'm like, damn, like the platform's going to see that a hype train started and nothing happened. And that's not your fault at all. Like, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I'm like, well, just don't start it in the first place, you know? They're like, Microsoft don't want us to use their product. Yeah, pushing promo trains and shit is getting a bit much ATM. Yeah, and, you know, like, I get it. Like, I know they need to monetize, but fucking hell, man. Like, they need to calm down a little bit. Because, yeah, for a smaller creator like me, like, well, the thing is, during the lockdowns, when there was loads of people around, I did all right. For a small creator, I did all right. And I never asked for any of it, and everyone was very supportive and very kind. But since the lockdowns ended, that's all gone away. And I feel like they're now expecting me to start, like, trying to beg it. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Like seeing the train at the bottom there. Well, this is the thing. I thought it would be kind of cute to have something that confirms that a hype train is on at the moment. But yeah, the problem is, my main worry is that they'll start a hype train out of thin air, and then when it doesn't get a bunch of subs, they'll be like, well, fuck this guy and just bury my stream. And I can kind of see why they would make that decision, but it's also kind of like, dude, it's like just leave it alone. Just let things organically do what they do. I could save here. Because yeah, like I say, you know, when I was doing the Souls games and it was lockdown and I had more people here, people did, you know, they did subscribe and they did gift subs. You know, I never asked for it, and it was very kind of them to do that. But yeah, the platform isn't like that at the moment, and they keep making it worse, and then they wonder why everyone just fucking doesn't show up. You know, like if you make it worse for the people that, you know, because I watch a lot of Twitch as well as streaming on Twitch, so I see it from both sides, and like the website can be so annoying just to be a viewer. It's so frustrating how clunky and fucking unreliable the website can be, and sometimes the chat box is so fucking slow, and I'm like, dude, all I'm doing is watching and chatting. How is this complicated? And then I go live, and but anyway, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? I'm just going to play video games and have fun, because if they want to mismanage themselves into the ground, then so be it. YouTube's right there. But yeah, I wish they wouldn't. I really wish they wouldn't, because I know a lot of people come to Twitch for Twitch. Yeah, they come to Twitch for streaming. There you go, complete hype train. Thank you very much for the hype train, gang. I appreciate that. Thank you for the sub. Amazing. That Microsoft, I like seeing the train on the bottom. You did very good. You did very good during lockdown. Yeah, during the lockdown. Very nice. Stabby, the French baguette. Finnish fisherman. Oh. Cat's trying to attack a bird out the window. Maybe the Danish, because, you know, they're known for their pastries. The Danish. The reserve Swede. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, during the lockdowns, you know, it was way easier to get your sort of, you know, stream out there and people would stop by and hang out. But obviously I finished playing the Souls games and the lockdowns ended. And so it just, you know, there's not much I can do about it. You know, I feel like I play an interesting range of games, and I feel like I've got a reasonably good take on most games, and I feel like I'm fairly welcoming. The stream looks and sounds good, but what more can I do? What more is there? You know, I've done pretty much everything I ever aimed to do with the stream and how it's built. So from now on, I just want to stream and play games and have fun. But yeah, the platform just, I don't know. They've got some agenda that just doesn't align with what people like me do, I suppose. But yeah, what can we do? What can we do apart from play the video game? Says Mr. London, who is 100% English. He's from Birmingham. He's not even 100% human. Just kidding. Citric acid, 2 to 3. Strong acid. Peracetic acid, 2 to 3. Very acidic disinfectant. Pyrrole. I imagine we'll have to read this again at some point. I imagine we'll have to read this again. Back in Birmingham. I love UK people. You guys have the best banter. Well, yeah, I try to make people feel welcome. I try to make people feel seen and heard. I also try and make sure people feel like they're part of the community. Because, yeah, at the end of the day, like, you know, it's about community, you know. The money, I could give a fuck, you know. And, like, numbers on a screen, I could give a fuck. But building a little community of like-minded people that enjoys similar video games, and we can have a laugh and a joke, you know, that's it for me. That's what I care about. So we've got to figure out what to test it with. So ethanol compatible with it, doesn't assist copper ions, no big advantage over IPA. So I think IPA helps dissolve membranes, making pathogens vulnerable. So I think IPA is the best base. And then what are we looking for? Reminded to source new sample from EL9 testing from the system. Stabilizers. Oh, excuse me. Stabilizers. Why did that come up? I pushed fucking home or something. Does home bring up the fucking oh, it's the search button, that's why, excuse me. Potential stabilizer. Citric acid can boost chlorhexidine strength, could destroy our solution, too acidic. Sodium bicarbonate could disrupt peroxide. pH levels help copper stay active. EDTA, good at cleaning stray metals and would weaken phenol strength. Can weaken when in a lot of alcohol, such as ethanol, stabilizes metals and produces H2, hydrogen dioxide. Polyvinyl propylidene. Polyvinyl propylidene. Good stabilizer, but could make the solution more viscous than we want. PVP can retain and slow down release of silver ions. Sodium chloride can balance chlorhexidine or lose strength fast. Breaks H2O, can accelerate decomposing too much. Notes base is active 1, copper active 2, stabilizer. Right. Crumb's got his facts wrong. But you've been there. It's a small town, not a city. Hasn't Birmingham burned it down to town size yet? Train from mine to Leeds, same. I have to change trains at Birmingham. I see. There was my buddy's 30th birthday passed in Cali last month. Birthday party in Cali last month, and our UK friend couldn't make it, so he sent him a birthday video. It was just him butt naked, locked up in a French with like a French lady covering his junk with a cowboy hat he bought from a costume shop. Oh, mate. So a friend of mine moved from the UK to Australia. So obviously they were just, for a few days, they were just not on social media. And then they uploaded a picture to Facebook. And it's them completely butt naked, but in like a cowboy, like Australian hat. Butt naked, looking at this enormous, great big view. They're just standing there with their fucking arse cheeks out, but completely naked. I was like, he was like, we have arrived. What a fucking legend. I miss him. Best part was his speech. How you going, big boy? God, I couldn't be there. Love you. Happy birthday. Perfect. Exactly what needs to be said. Lifted the hat and said, and said the one and only. So active compounds. EDTA. Right, okay, so we've got to figure out which is the best one for all of them. based on this lot. Chemical pH ordered list. Strong acid, mildly basic, buffer pH levels. So we need to figure out of each one of these, because this is none of these have these ones are like color coded. So good stabilizer, silver ion. So if we use PvP as a stabilizer and silver ions, and then active compounds for EL9, hydrogen peroxide, because yeah, out of this lot there will be one that's perfect. There's something, there's like it's green on both of these, and then we just need to choose the two active. So these are the active agents, I think. Hang on, I swear there was one on here. Oh, it's there. Okay. Gat, welcome in. How's it going? Why the I at the end of life should have been McTolkien. Tolkien sounds like McDonald's for Gandalf's, like a cheeseburger, but Uruk-hai meat, Hobbit meat. McMeans Mac, meaning son of you, Muckabitch. Was going to say, but I cringed at the thought. Heisenberg type stuff happening in this game right now. Yeah, well, you know, it's science, isn't it? But yes, so I think these two letters both have color coding to sort of let us know what the best choice is. So, polyvinyl polyvinyl pyrrolidone, polyvinyl pyrrolidone. You know, man, a good stabilizer, but would make the solution more viscous than we want. PvP can retain and slow down the release of silver ions. Yeah, so I think PvP is what we want as a stabilizer. So I'm sorry, chat. I really don't want to get a fucking notepad out and start fucking doing this instead of playing the game and chatting with you guys. I'm just going to try and read it from here because, yeah. Notes, base plus active 1, active 2 plus stabilizer. So we've got 4 different stages, 4 different ingredients. We need a base, and for the base, it seems as if a good stabilizer, but could make the solution. So PvP is good as a stabilizer. So let me just make sure that's selected as stabilizer. Yeah. And then active compounds. So silver ions, highly compatible, EDTA. But so yeah, we're not using EDTA. So silver ions seem to be the best for that. So from here, it's just about selecting the 2 active ingredients. Silver ions is 1, so we just need to select whatever this one needs to be. And try copper ions as well as silver ions. I mean, I don't know why we would need 2 kind of metallic ions, but that's 50%. Okay. So is isopropyl still the best? So this is stabilizers. Actives. Base notes. Okay, so isopropyl alcohol helps dissolve cell membranes, making pathogens more vulnerable to copper and peroxide. Okay. Peroxide. We had some hydrogen peroxide, but I think I've tried this combination before, because I tried hydrogen peroxide before. Well, that was worse. That was worse. Lemons. Welcome in, Lemons. Thank you so much for the resub. That's so kind of you. What's this? 17 months. 17 months. Thank you so much. Hi, hi, hi. Raiders. Welcome in. How's it going? Bestest bread, Lemons. It's lovely to see you. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm glad to see you're out running again. I know that you had to take a break from it a little while back. Glad to see you out on the Instagram doing your running. I'm good. How? Yeah, I'm good. Good. I'm still not very well, but I've got an appointment with the ENT doctor on the 22nd. So hopefully something can be done. Something can be figured out. Because that's the thing. Not knowing is the thing that's doing my head in the most. Is not knowing. And for goodness sake, this fucking hype train notification. Yeah, I should be able to do this. This hype train notification is covering up my fucking chat, even though it finished ages ago. Excuse me. Science, Mr. Yeah, science, Mr. White. Mr. White, we gotta cook. Entering the MC canned off, they say you shall not wait long. No scene goes higher than Jesse casually walking towards his parents' recently sold house and letting himself in. It's like, the new owners will be here any minute. If you don't live, don't know, it's mine. I bought the place. And he just opens the door. Laughing, they brought Kim Kardashian is coming to the item shop in Fortnite. Oh, mate, honestly, every time I look at footage of Fortnite, it's more of a mess than it was before. I don't even know what's going on in that game anymore. And the icon skin I have is when my favourite singer came, Billie Eilish. Yes, you mentioned your Billie skin. It's more than PvP. There's different modes to play. Yeah, there's other stuff you can do. Fortnite has changed. Yeah, it's changed a hell of a lot. It seems to follow trends very, very aggressively, which, you know, is what you need to do to keep up, I suppose. I'm good, Howie. I'm glad to hear it. I hope they have some answers for you. Not knowing feels terrible. Yeah, it is. And this is it. The thing is, I don't mind doing the work. I just need to know what the work is. What do I need to do to not feel like shit all the time? You know. But I'll go there and I will. So copper ions, stable in slightly acidic conditions, binds metal ions. So yeah, we need to find something that they all affect each other in the right way. I don't know if we should do process of elimination. Because EDTA, as long as we don't use ethanol anywhere, I don't think we do. No, so could we use... use EDTA. Yeah, this is my favorite show. Second favorite is Supernatural. I don't think I've seen Supernatural. So that was slightly better. What if we tried copper ions instead of silver? Oh. There it is. Compound is 100% effective. Formula assigned to the decontamination chamber may control laboratory is accessible. There we go. I'll get a save down there. We did some fucking chemistry chat. Why is my thing not working? Okay. Right. Back this way, I suppose. We love Bunny, indeed we do. Supernatural is very super unnatural true story. Yeah, like I say, I watched Breaking Bad long after it released, and I thought it was okay, but I remember everybody was like, it's the best television show ever made. It's literally so brilliant, and I was like, okay. And I never watched it, but then I watched it years later, and I was like, it's okay. Like, it's okay, but like, it's not as good as people were trying to make out. But this is kind of the thing, is that they've kind of made it trendy to fangirl over a TV show. And unfortunately, a lot of these TV shows, they're not written with they're not written with interesting storytelling at heart. They're written for the sake of perpetuation. They're written to just keep going. And they have so many different stories that they've purchased. I mean, the studios that make these TV shows, right, they'll pay hundreds of millions of dollars just for a concept, because if they buy it, nobody else can make it. If nobody else can make it, then there's no chance of it ever sort of becoming the next big show, and they don't have the rights to it, and it's super competitive. But it means that there's so many great TV shows that are never going to get made because the people that make them would rather just sit on them and make sure nobody else can make them. The scary thing is Google pays engineers to do nothing. You know, they'll pay an engineer a yearly salary to do nothing because they're so good that if they went to work for someone else, they'd be a competitor, right? So Google pays them a decent wage to do nothing. It's like, are we serious? Are we serious, world? Is this what we've got to? Is where companies have so much money that they can afford to pay people to do nothing. There's a safe, I think there's a safe one out here. Companies are so big and they have so much money, they can afford to pay talented individuals nothing just to keep them out of the hands of other fucking competitors. That's how fucking competitive capitalism is. It is fucking insane that that's the case. Funny thing is, Fort's not a kid's game anymore. It's literally for adults. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that the... can I now disinfect myself in here? Does this actually work now?
such sorrow in her eyes. Or is it heartache? How lonely she must have been. I'm here now.
Right, we've got an ad break coming up. Oh, it stopped. Okay. So we have got an ad break coming up. I need to find somewhere to hide because you can't pause the game, which I know must annoy some people, but I actually think it's a good choice. I think it's kept me way more immersed. But yes, I'll stand there. I should be okay there. We do have an ad break coming up, so I need to pop you guys over on the BRB screen. But there'll be a raft of some clips for you guys if you want to hang out, but please feel free to get up and move around, grab a drink or a snack. You won't miss anything. I'm going to take a break as well. Yeah, we love Bunny as well. Enjoy your visit to Horny Joe. Funny thing is, thoughts not for kids anymore. Supernatural is about a monster hunters who are brothers, but it gets more involved as the time goes on. Yeah, and the thing is, I don't think that the episodic delivery mechanism is inherently bad. Like, you can tell some stories very well. I just think that it's overused and people are trying to force things that would be better in a 3-chapter format. They're trying to force them into being a TV show where they just stretch it, and when they stretch it, they kill the pacing, and the lack of development makes it very, very difficult to get through. And when people say, oh yeah, you have to get through a couple of seasons before it gets good, no, I'm not, you know? Like, it needs to be good from start to finish. If it's going to take up a bunch of time, it needs to be good start to finish, you know? Because if I put a stream out that's not good, as good as I can make it, people aren't going to show up, are they? So, you know. But anyway, I won't get salty. But yes, the ad's going to start in a second. I'll pop you guys over there. I'll be right back. And then I think we might finish this game. And then we can start Skate Story, which I'm interested in. But yes, I'll be right back. And do you know what do you know what I set up for you? But yeah, the lock-on and the animations just didn't know what to do there. Daddy Dennis, welcome in. Dodge window seems way too short. It's
Beetroot_Chutney says it's feasible that this measle-riddled weasel runs on copious amounts of diesel.
Pop goes the weasel. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Ooh, that was 500 counter-attack damage. Two, and there is 5-5 on that row is good. 1C, and there is 5-5. That's good. 5-5, 5-5, and then we need 5-5. We got all three. Fucking let's go. Let's go. Fucking laced it. Excuse me. Let me just catch up on chat real sec. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of mad that this game is set underwater and there's so much bureaucracy. Because it's bureaucracy. I don't even want your loot. You can keep it. Fucking scum. Where it's based. We should get the backstab for free this time. Means we get a free R2 as well. And then while he's recovering, we get a free R1. Excuse me. Excuse me. How very dare you? Hello, mate. Can you come say hello? You can't stand on the controller. Come on. Oh, so you're setting off fucking ashes of war now. There's a well over here. I'm going to jump in here. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Didn't fall in the water. How did a chicken get down here? Can chickens swim in this game? I guess not. Sorcery. Okay, I do this dead. Yeah, I think I remember doing that one. I think I remember doing that one. That was where was that one? Where was that one? Where was that one? The fucking Scarlet Rot. Fuck's sake, chat. The fucking Scarlet Rot. Horse? Where are you, horse? Where are you, horse? Come on, horse, you can do it. Where are you, horse? Horse? No, you're a dog. I said horse. There you are. Horse. Memes. Memes. So we get the sickle. Okay, cool. Right, well, yeah, that was a lot easier than I thought. But I like the fact that we can walk around with the magnifying glass, because I want to try and like set fire to something. Yeah, nobody cares. Fucking giant butterfly theme. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate that. Oh, is everybody gambling again? 995 grand. Is crew? I'm on 1 million. I win and on 1 million I will gamble them. Yeah, so crew's trying to build up to 1 million. It is the destiny, indeed. I went to Vegas and threw a grand on red. Fastest money I've ever lost. It's scary. It's scary with gambling how quickly you can lose like large sums of money. Like, it doesn't matter how much money, it can still be gone in a couple of seconds. It's fucking scary. But that's gambling, isn't it? Damos, welcome in, dude. How's it going? Good to see you. Happy Saturday. Only after you've lost everything, we're free to do anything. This is true. True. Last time I gambled, all I won. So it's not happening again. This is kind of the thing. A good friend of mine, they entered a prize draw. They entered a competition to win £1,000, and they won £1,000. And then they were speaking to somebody who was involved with the competition, where you bought a raffle card to win a car that was worth, I don't know, probably 15, 20 grand. So he spent the £1,000 he'd won on tickets, and the average is it was like a 1 in 4 or 1 in 6 chance that he was going to get the car, and he fucking won the car. So he converted 20 quid into a car over the last few months, which is fucking insane. I'm so happy for him. Summary: unidentified remains of unknown animal, general appearance large animal, deceased, pale flesh, hairless, height 2.1 meters, length 3.4, weight 406 kilograms. The vertebrate animal looks to be of the mammalian class with 10 limbs. The neck measures 120 centimeters. Examination shows an apple lodged within the long throat, which is probably the cause of death. The digestive system consists of one stomach with 4 compartments. No apple was found in any of the compartments. Ovaries are present, but no evidence of a uterus or cervix. The mammary glands and the internal sex organs suggest the animal is female, which is also suggests the potential existence of a male mate. Notes: due to the size of the subject, a partial autopsy had to occur at the site of discovery in the arbor in which the subject were in, with much of the subject remaining there. Transport of the rest of the subject to the lab has been scheduled for tomorrow. The arborist has been closed off for the time being. Report signature. Okay. So they found this thing out there. They brought it in. They were doing some testing. And is that a body or... Hang on. William Davis. 7987. I'll get a screenshot. There we go. 7987. 7987. He's locked in there. Welcome back. Yes, welcome back, everybody. I went with some £20 blind Texas Hold'em. After that, I drank my 1K sadness away. Want a microwave off a pack of frozen spring rolls when I was 10. Nice. Still have that same microwave to this day. This is the thing, right? Like for men, like I don't know how you identify, but for men, like we'll get something right at some point in our youth, and we'll be using the same thing for like the rest of our lives. And like every summer, the same meme pops up, and it's like me using the fan I've had since I was 14 to cool my bedroom at night. But yeah, a microwave for life.
Such sorrow in her eyes. Or is it heartache? How lonely she must have been. I'm here now.
Seven, 8, 9, 7. No. Sister's first boyfriend was a gambler when went begging more than once, so that might explain why I never had an interest in it. This is kind of the thing, is that you get people like, oh, my dad was into gambling, and you know, then I got into it and everything. It's like, well, I don't know, man. Like, if your dad was into gambling, you should have seen the damage it can do. Because I've also met people that said my dad was massively into gambling. We didn't have dinner some nights. We couldn't eat dinner, you know. And obviously he'd be in a bad mood. So if we complained about it, yeah, things got pretty scary. So yeah, they have like this kind of this pity and this resentment for gambling from a young age. But it's difficult because, you know, my grandparents smoked. My grandparents on my mum's side both smoked, and they told her to never smoke whilst they were smoking a cigarette. They literally said you should never smoke whilst they were smoking. And my mum told me to not smoke, and I ended up smoking. So yeah, it's a strange one. But unfortunately, you've got, you know, companies with huge advertising budgets doing all kinds of things, and we're starting to see that you don't see people smoking in films as much as you used to. Back in the day, it was such a prop. You know, a person would just grab a cigarette and they'd deliver dialogue while smoking, and it just, you know, when they were supposed to look really cool and everything, so you're kind of painting it in a different light here. I think at some point. Oh no, we have been in there. We've been in there because that's where we did the decontaminate. Okay. Exactly. I found a spool of wire and I was like 5. I still have it, like 26 years ago. I'm trying to think what I still have from my very, like my proper childhood. Founder's office, okay. So we can't get into the founder's office yet. But we have got that combination. So we can now go to where we put the combination in. So yeah, it's this way, isn't it? Through the vents. Button that starts the microwave is falling off, so I stick a pencil in there to hit the mechanic inside, but it's still, oh my god, please don't stick anything that can carry voltage. You know, get yourself a bit of plastic or something. But you never know, you might be able to find a button for a replacement, but it works, yeah. Because like a piece of casing that has kind of eroded away, so, well yeah, if you've had it for your entire life, then yeah, you know. If you've had it your whole life, then yeah, I imagine it's fairly well used. Put it mildly. Constantine is one of my favorite movies. Smoking. Well, yeah, this is true. This is true. But they do make a point of. They do make a point of saying, you know, you're going to die because you've smoked 40 a day since you were 16, and you're going to hell because of the choices you made. So they do kind of call out, you know, that even a fucking, you know, mythical creature is still going to fucking, you know, get cancer. And they also doesn't he go in for an X-ray and they hold it up and his lungs are just fucking covered, like there's just numerous like blotches all over his fucking lungs on the X-ray. Is that Constantine with that? Because it's just I can see a memory of this fucking X-ray, and it's like, oh shit, man, there's like more cancer than lung. That's fucking terrifying. I'm so glad that I gave up. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Because there's a spider running across his apartment table, and he blows smoke and puts a whiskey glass over. He's like, welcome to my world. I was like, fucking hell. Overflow area. Caution, filter cleaning. Wear PPE. I thought that said we are ape. My fucking dyslexia thought that said we are ape. And I was like, excuse me. Water diversion valve. She's gonna have it. Yeah, see, yeah, it did get a sequel. Yeah, it's got green. It's got the sequel green lit because the sequel has been green lit. So I can't fucking speak today. I think I have mine drink. If I'm drinking, I drink a lot. I can't just 4 beers from my dad. In Japan, everyone smokes in the lounge, and lung cancer ain't even the top 10 disease. I think it's sugar. Sugar's worse. Yeah, sugar doesn't give you cancer and kill you. Sugar just makes your life terrible until yeah. And you know what's fucked is I read somewhere that they're putting a certain kind of sugar in drinks and also chocolate that takes a long time to break down. And because it takes a long time to break down, it makes it to your lower intestine. And when stuff breaks down in your lower intestine, that prompts more hunger. And I was like, that's interesting. So I thought, I'm going to do a test. So I didn't have chocolate for like 5-6 months. And I swapped over to iced tea instead of Iron Brew to sort of minimize the amount of sugar I was consuming. And then I suddenly spent a couple of days drinking Iron Brew and chocolate. And I can't tell you, by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, my stomach was fucking howling at me. And I was like, it's fucking true, dudes. Certain sugary drinks and foods, they literally force you to feel hungry sooner. And I was like, this is a scam, dudes. This is a fucking scam. See, there's a whole fucking corridor down this way. Let me just check this first. But yeah, it's crazy. I was like, fucking hell, I'm so fucking hungry. But then I remembered, oh yeah, I fucking didn't have any chocolate or any iron brew for like 5 months since like July, August time. And yeah, I was like, oh, it's cold, and you know, I'm burning more calories to stay warm and everything, and I'm playing golf on Sunday. Maybe I could afford a bit of maybe I could have a little bit of chocolate here and there. But no, it just immediately within a couple of days, I was like, fucking hell, my stomach is fucking growling at me. I was like, why the fuck am I so hungry? And I remembered reading about how, yeah, this fucking sugar that takes longer to break down, it means the food's still being broken down in your lower intestine. And because of that, that makes you more hungry and makes you crave more, you know, calories, which is just, you know, more sweet foods, right? I was like, fucking hell, dudes. They're like chemically fucking gaslighting us into feeling hungry. I was like, at what point is in, you know, when do we say enough is enough, you know? This is a fucking labyrinth, dudes. That thing is going to chase us in this place. We're going to have to run out, I think. But yeah, at what point are we saying, you know what, like, you know, capitalism needs to fucking just take it down a notch, you know? The things people are doing to stay competitive, kind of fucking scary. That's how Patrick Swayze passed cigs and drinking, really. On a lighter note, the new Expedition 33 content put a smile on my face. I think you might like it, Crumbs. I'm glad to hear it, Damos. Yeah, because unfortunately we played that on Game Pass as well, so I don't own a copy of Expedition 33, but I think I probably should. I think at some point I'll end up buying it on PC so I can mod it. But yeah, you get the content for free, right? So yeah. But yeah, another huge W move. You know, they had the content ready to go and they launched it, you know, at the award show. And they said, yeah, thank you for, we promised some more content. It's live for free. And I was like, oh my God. Like, you literally, the Expedition 33 is everything the gaming world needs right now. It's everything the gaming world needs right now. There's a group of devs who are fucking passionate about making something and they're not money hungry as fuck. And they just give away like a DLC for free. If they said it was going to cost a tenner or 20 quid, people would pay it, you know? We know they'd pay it, you know? But they didn't. They gave it away for free. And yeah, but not only is Expedition 33 a good news story for the gaming world, but it demonstrates that, you know, once you've made a bunch of money from a game, you know, don't fucking milk it. Don't get all fucking greedy and milk it. You know, just fucking appreciate that you've done a good job. People enjoy your game. But a publisher, if they had a big publisher behind them, you know, if they had a huge, great big fucking, you know, monster publisher behind them, they'd be fucking piecemealing it and fucking trying to sell and, you know, trying to sell as much content. You just know that they'd be doing that. You just know they'd be monetizing the fuck out of it, but nah. These dudes, they flew the whole team out. And this is the thing, people are saying it's not an indie game. And like, you realise those people that were standing in that group photo outside the convention hall, outside the theatre, that group of people, that like 20 to 30 people, that's the development, that's everybody. They flew the whole fucking team out because there's only 30 of them, you know? So like, how can you say that's not an indie game? And plus, everybody was saying they'd never heard of it because it wasn't really aggressively advertised, right? People were saying they hadn't heard of it. Like, yeah, the reason you haven't heard of it is because it's a small indie game without a huge marketing budget. So it is an indie game. So yeah, every fucking year, the Game Awards comes around and a game wins. And for the most part, I agree with it. You know what? Like Baldur's Gate 3, I have no interest in Baldur's Gate 3. It's not my kind of game. It's not for me. But look at it. Look at Baldur's Gate 3. It was Game of the Year. It was ridiculous. You know, they took that game, that format, and they made like the best version of that game. So obviously it was going to win Game of the Year. Millions of people fucking love that game because it's, you know, it does everything it needs to do very well. Same with Elden Ring. You know, it was like, you know, the logical conclusion to like the Souls game franchise as an open world, right? So whilst I played the fuck out of Elden Ring and I kind of burned myself out, I can see why it's such a gateway game to so many people into the series, right? They play Elden Ring and then they're like, oh shit, this is all like peak. Like level design, audio design, dialogue, characters, combat, weapons, armor, all of it is incredibly good. And that gets people into the Souls games, right? So yeah, clearly it was Game of the Year. And oh shit, are we gonna... There's no holding your breath mechanic, of course. Finished Little Nightmares 3, Crumbs. It was good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, because I enjoyed Little Nightmares 1 and 2. I can't remember if I finished 2. I got 1 as a gift. I think I may have got 2 at some point, but yeah, I need to play 3. Also, the anti-hero persona with the working class background with self-destructive tendencies. Yeah, and that's why I think they were such an interesting. They were such an interesting character. Was they were like supposed to be this supernatural kind of superhero kind of person, but they were clearly just a very normal person underneath it all. Sorry, this whole section is so fucking dark. It's very atmospheric, but it's very dark. So, is there a door? We've drained this, which means that room before, where it said the cistern and everything were at 100%, that should be drained now. But I just need to find a way out of here. But, oh, hang on, is this another one? Hang on, so what was... So... Obviously, we follow the red pipe to there. Okay. So we're not going that way. Oh, there's a ladder there. Okay. Soul is already considered damned to hell. Yes, and he's trying to buy his way back into heaven, right? A really interesting concept. Oh, this. I have bad news. We're out. We've run out, I'm afraid. Excuse me. Black Goo in his lungs. Played Peter Stormare 2, epic actor. Aspartame. Cancer thrives on sugar. Does it? Okay. When I stopped Coke, my addiction became sugar. When I didn't have sugar, I grind my teeth. So like I had Coke withdrawals. Yeah, it's fucked, right? It's fucking scary how addictive that stuff can be. Always had trouble gaining weight, but I gave up necessary sugar and coffee a few years back, and now I'm slowly gaining some healthy pounds. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Because this is the thing. When people have problems with their weight, it could just as easily be that they can't gain weight. Like, I struggle to lose it, whereas my brother struggles to put it on, you know? So in the winter, you know, I'm not that bad, but I suffer in summer. But yeah, it's a difficult one because, you know, some people, they desperately want to gain a bit of weight to sort of fill out a little bit. But me, I need to lose some, but at the moment, because I'm not sleeping very well, it just doesn't matter. My body's so exhausted that it clings onto every fucking calorie, and it's always fucking hungry. It's so difficult to resist the urge 24 hours a day to nibble on something. So I'm trying to make sure that if I do nibble on something, it's basically just protein. You know, I have, like, you know, just flavored chicken strips that I just cook up and leave them in a little Tupperware box. So I just nibble on a few of those because protein's good. But unfortunately, I do cave in and have a bit of honey sometimes in my tea. Made to the founder's office. Williams terminal must have the security level 3 upgrade. Upgrade the interface module. Yes, we can. Need to upgrade our module. Right, let me just make sure I've caught up on chat. I do apologise. For me, I don't get hungry from sugar. I need full from it, weirdly enough. Yeah, and like I struggle because I work at a desk, so I don't need like a proper breakfast and a proper lunch and a proper dinner. But because I don't eat a full meal, I get peckish in between, and I shouldn't. And I'm starting to think that maybe because I work from home, it might be better for me to not have anything to eat until about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then have something to eat like a late lunch at like 3, 4 o'clock, and then just not eat for the rest of the day and just eat twice a day rather than 3 times. Maybe I don't actually need a dinner. I could just sort of shuffle my breakfast along and have my lunch a bit later, and maybe I could make that work. Because yeah, I need to get on top of my my sort of energy intake. But the thing was, when we went into lockdown, when I look at clips of myself when I first started streaming, I was visibly, you could see I was thinner, right? I wasn't carrying too much weight. So I was probably eating, you know, I was probably still used to eating enough to go to the office every day. And that's not a lot, but you know, I'm still getting up and getting the train. I'm still walking around the office all day. Whereas at home, I barely walk anywhere because my bedroom is over there and my desk is over there. So there's, you know, I barely need any energy. So I need to get a new normal established with maybe 2 meals a day to see how that goes. Look it up on the Xbox store. My body is hardcore addicted to WoW, and I really cannot understand it. Who likes to pay £30 a month on top of all the microtransaction garbage that's pumped into it? Yeah, it's you know, people do seem to get addicted to games, but if they are genuinely having fun, but the way people talk about these sort of, you know, games that you play forever, I don't think they're having as much fun as they deserve, especially not for the money. Dev teams like Team Cherry, who released 2 games with a crazy time gap, but they deliver. Even Silksong had been $100. Yeah, people would have still bought it, but they didn't overcharge, which I respect. Rutger Hauer's Game Observer is quite interesting. Yes, Observer and Soma are both very good. They're quite similar. They're similar to this in some ways. Added a 6-7 emote. I'm done. Oh, for fuck's sake. Last drop that at work. I've tried looking into skinny fit. Yeah, I mean, as long, your body has like a comfortable size, and at the moment, I'm above that size. I am above that size. I'm a bit heavier than I should be, and I'd like to lose a bit of weight, but like I say, I've made a bunch of changes, and it hasn't done anything. My body is still retaining too much weight, and I don't. But obviously, if I'm not sleeping, if I've got sleep apnea and I'm waking up every 40 minutes, I'm just exhausted all the time, and I don't know what normal feels like anymore. So I think until I go to this ENT doctor and speak to them and say, listen, my throat's very swollen, I get stuff caught in my throat, I'm constantly clearing my throat, the sleep apnea is waking me up at night, can we do something to get some anti-inflammatories or something to sort of, open my throat up a bit more so I can breathe properly? And if I can breathe properly, I think that would help me sleep better, and if I sleep better, I think that would make me sort of heal, get better. But I'll have to wait and see. For me, I have no hunger at all. No hunger at all, even though you do quite a physical job as well, which is interesting. Don't get the 6-7 things. Some guy told me it was because 6 times 7 is 42, and in 42 years it'll be 2067. It's just, well, the thing is, what we were shouting E at each other for like ages, and like the fucking that giant like creature thing that's got its mouth open, it just goes with reverb. We were doing that. So it's just kids coming up with something stupid, and then it just becomes popular for some reason. It's like the kid that did it and saying it went viral. Yeah, it's viral for the sake of being viral. That's what it is, Last 2 weeks, I just eat lunch, not even dinner. Feels very dangerous. Yeah, make sure you're sort of, getting enough vitamins and minerals, dude, because you do a physical job, so you need the energy. Answer is exactly. Yeah, the answer to the universe is 42. Snack a lot. I tried to eat 2 meals, only snack some little things. Yeah. Already played Soma, great game, but I'm a sucker for all games made by Frictional. Yeah, they are pretty good. Lean cuisine work. Yeah, lean cuisine, unprocessed, making everything from scratch because you know what's gone into it. Not buying processed foods. It's all stuff that I've been trying to do for a while now. But yes, hopefully I can find something that works where I'm, because the trick with losing weight is you have how many calories you use in a day, right? And then you're eating like this, right? So what you need to do is eat like this, right? You need to, if you need this many calories, you don't want to do this because you'll go fucking nuts, and then you'll do this, right? You don't want to do what you want to do is just do this. You want to eat a little bit less each day, just a little bit less. And that small sort of 200 to 300, 500 calorie deficit every day, it compounds. The trouble is, the difficulty with losing weight is as you lose weight, you burn less calories being awake. The more you weigh, the more your homeostasis will be burning calories to maintain itself. So as you lose weight, you burn less calories by default. So you have to keep an eye on it and keep making sure you stay in that, because it's very easy to do a 500 calorie deficit, and then as you get better, then you end up like that. Why am I gaining weight again? Why am I not losing weight? Because you need to do that. So you do have to keep doing it, but you don't want to just do this, because shocking your body will work. Your body will suddenly lose a bunch of weight, but then you'll be all over the place for like 6 months. So it's not crash diets. I've never agreed with. Small sustainable changes, because you didn't suddenly start eating loads more. You slowly started to eat more over a long period of time. So if you want to lose weight, you've got to slowly start eating less over a long period of time, and you've got to give it the time to work. And if there's no point weighing yourself day to day, because your weight does this, if it's doing this and going down, that's fine. If it's doing this and going up, then you've got a problem. And that's the difficult thing, is it's all over the place. It's difficult to track. Very physical, long hours, taking care of the kid test. I think something goes wrong. Yeah. I mean, make sure you're you're getting enough calorie stuff to look after yourself, because obviously if you haven't got enough energy, that's when stuff starts to creep in, and it's not very nice. Feeling better after having a CPAP for a while. I've even lost a whole pound. Yeah, this is it. Like, getting a good night's sleep and drinking enough water is massively beneficial. It's just getting enough sleep is fucking hard work for some reason. I feel like a Frictional marathon a few years back. I played Amnesia's, whatever resembled it. Pants were shat. I bet. Did you ever play The Bunker, Mr. Grums? The Bunker was that sort of video, it was like video, and you made choices and it played the video depending on what your choices were. I think I got it for free on PlayStation, but I don't think I ever got around to playing it. Anyway, let me read this, because I'm supposed to be playing a video game. The incident occurred at the Canal Observation Experiment at the Canal. Really, the Canal Observation Experiment at the Canal. During the setup, Matteo Gerard went into a trance and walked into the canal. Harry Becker, lead physicist, successfully received Gerard via a tether connection Gerard was in poor condition and had an emaciated appearance. He could not speak coherently, and he seemed confused. Back at the base, his condition worsened. He was put into a medically induced coma and given intravenous treatment for extreme dehydration. Approximately 12 hours later, Gerard went into cardiac arrest. Oh, there's a space missing there. I thought that was intracardiac arrest, and died on the 29th of August 1978. 2025. Notes, a burial was held outside the base for Gerard. Okay. So they buried him. Medical evaluation, personal information. Patient Matthew Gerard, physicist. Tether partner Henry Becker, lead physicist. Summary, male, 49 years old, physicist. General appearance, barely conscious, confused, gaunt, extremely dehydrated. Patient arrived in an emergency situation from the canal location. He could not speak clearly and had issues with breathing. His general appearance was alarming, almost as if he were devoid of moisture. Veins constricted, causing difficulties for IV insertion. Vitals were erratic but stabilized after we administered sedation. Patient has been in a medically induced coma and is being given fluids and medication intravenously. Judith Weber, psychologist, spoke with Gerard briefly before he was administered sodium thiopental for the MICA transcript has been requested. So it was sodium thiopental what was used to make them go to sleep forever.
The canal whispers my name, urging me forward. Okay. One final moment. One last glance upon her face before I leave.
Okay. Williams. Okay, cool. Give me 2 secs. I won't do a bit, but I'm just going to go grab a drink from the fridge. Standing desk with a walking treadmill. See, the thing is, I have a treadmill, but it's not level, and the treadmill, it has like 2 like arms that come up, and it's got like a whole like deck where you can put a drink and your phone, and it's got like a keypad to change the speed and the elevation and everything. But it's in the flat, and I was going to walk on it in the winters, but I haven't found a place for it where it can sit and not be. It needs to be level, because otherwise, as you walk, it's unlevel. The belt starts to slide off, and then it snags, and it suddenly stops, which is obviously not good for you if you've got bad knees like me. If you put your foot down, then it suddenly stops, and you suddenly put a bunch of force through your knee. It's not very good. So I need to level it out, but I think I'm going to make space in the garage and have it down there. Because then I can run on it, and I'm not going to be upsetting the cat or making a bunch of noise up here. Because at my weight, when you run, yeah, it makes a lot of noise, unfortunately. Bread will put weight on if you eat a lot of it. Yeah, and like I say, because I work at home, I'm trying to figure out the right balance of how many calories I actually need. And obviously, I need enough calorific intake to make my brain work, but physically, I don't need to do an awful lot with my muscles, which is why I want to keep up with the gym. I've had to take a month or 2 off because of illness, but yeah, I am playing golf again, which is good. But yeah, it's difficult to find the right amount, because if I feel fucking dead tired all the time, it's very complicated at work at the moment. So if I start to get tired, it becomes very difficult to keep up with how complicated it is. So I don't want to undercook it, but obviously I'm kind of overcooking, and I don't think I'm gaining weight. I'm not getting bigger. I'm just not where I want to be. So I need to create a new baseline and get used to it. But you've got to do it incrementally, otherwise you go too far and your body reacts. And if you trigger your starvation response, which because in the past I've just literally just cut like an entire meal and just not eaten, just drunk a bunch of water instead of eating. And yeah, I lost a bunch of weight in like 3 months, but my body was in starvation mode. It was fucking angry at me, and it wouldn't heal. If I cut myself, it just wouldn't heal, because I just didn't have enough energy. It took months and months and months of things scabbing over and just not healing. And I was like, why is it not healing? I've had this fucking cut on my hand for like fucking 3 weeks. It still hasn't closed. It's because I didn't have enough nutrients. I wasn't eating enough. So yeah, you got to be careful with how you do it. mentally like this whole week because of 7 years ago, every night basically having to comfort Lisa to sleep. She is sad all the time thinking about her mum. Yeah, exactly. If you're not sleeping much because the kid isn't sleeping much, it's difficult, dude. Both good for posture to have a movable desk, and walking I think is a good idea. Not for me with my leg, I don't work good. Post suggestion for stream you can check later. Thank you, dude. I appreciate the suggestion. Facts. Sounds like we should switch metabolisms for a few months. This is the thing, though. This is the thing, is that if I could give somebody who was trying to gain weight some of my gut biome to sort of help them get into a more sort of, but yeah, I think that more research needs to be done into people's gut biome, because I think they did a test where they took the gut microbiome from a very skinny person and they cleaned out somebody's stomach and put this gut microbiome in there, and the fat person lost weight, and they put the fat person's gut microbiome in the skinny person, and that person gained weight. So there is some kind of gut microbiome to, so I think that after years and years and years of maybe not eating the best diet, my gut microbiome might be fucked, but I need to do more exercise and I need to eat better. But I think there are definitely genetics involved as well. And yeah, some of that you're never going to change, but I still think I could do with losing some. There's been more research in the last 10 years, but those people in hospital have been taught by 20 years ago research. Yeah, and I think that the way food is produced down to the lowest common denominator, and it's the race to the bottom to manufacture food for as cheap as possible, it's clearly having an effect on people's health, and not a good effect. So I think that more regulations around food are important, and I think that we need to establish a structure where you're taxed more the more unhealthy your food is. And I know we have something along those lines, like fast food chains pay tax, blah, blah, blah. But McDonald's isn't paying the right amount of tax. Starbucks isn't paying the right amount of tax. They dodge tax, they evade tax, they have accounting departments specifically to do that. So yeah, I think that the bottom line is, if it pushes the cost of the food up, so be it. And if it costs the company more tax and makes them think twice about operating as many shops as they do, so be it. Because yeah, at the moment, the quickest and easiest thing is usually the most unhealthy. And the healthiest thing is usually the most expensive and also the most time consuming, and or both. It's obviously very cheap to buy vegetables and fruits and everything else. It's not as cheap as it used to be because we're not in the EU anymore, the European Union. But the time, so you can either buy healthy food that's been prepared but it's fucking expensive, or you can buy the ingredients to make healthy food for quite cheap, but the time to make the thing is involved, and everyone's short on time. Everyone's time poor because we live in a late stage capitalism world. But anyway, non-healthy tax like sugar tax should go straight into healthcare. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, the sugar tax that we have in the UK, it should be funding the NHS, but the government just fucking just squirrels it away somewhere where people can't find. Anyway, let me go grab a drink so I can do this, because I need to grab a drink, otherwise I'm not going to hydrate properly, and hydrating is another big thing as well. So yes, give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Excuse me. Right, it was 7987. Cool. There's the apple. Appears to be asphyxiation like a result from choking on an apple, possibly due to the incompatibility with human produce. So, they found another one. Near that tree. A magnificent mammalian specimen, a true being of the moon. She holds so much history in the layers of her mind. The other entity that Henry encountered is still here. I can feel sadness that is not my own. The others think they are hallucinations. They are mistaken. They are memories. I slept in the main control lab last night. When it was just me and her, she spoke to me. I know now. There is no place for us here, not in a conventional sense. The canal is the answer. Just a few of us left now. It won't be long until we're all together. It's time to join them. Before I go, I must look upon her one last time. So, this thing they found in the canal, yeah, it fucking brainwashes people. An ongoing cycle of natural actions and patterns. Bag a screenshot of that. Incident report, missing person, Kenneth Murphy, lead engineer, date 1979, February 10th or 10th of February or 2nd of October. Summary, per the airlock ID log at 0237, Kenneth Murphy left the base on his own. On-duty crew is sparse due to loss of life and current illness. No one saw Murphy leave, and he did not inform anyone of his plans. For safety reasons, this base is now on lockdown. Comms have been left on in the past in the event of Murphy returns. Right, so somebody fucking heard the call and decided to go and find out for themselves. Portugal has a sugary drink tax and a tax on high sodium, but that's also because their population has gotten more into consuming those in the last 20 years. Like Sweden, it's our culture. We only eat sugary stuff on Friday, and we are taught that since kids here in Switzerland to eat very organic and think about what you're eating, and we walk everywhere. Yeah, walking everywhere is a big one. Living somewhere where it's very easy to walk from where you live to where you work and walk everywhere is so important. Like the UK is not terrible for it, but you tend to have to live so far away from where you work. You tend to have a job in a city. You can only afford to live outside of the city. So you end up commuting a lot, which is obviously good for the people that get paid by the train companies and everything. But it's not a good way of living, but it's just the standard. You know, you have to get the train into work, or you have to get the bus into work, or you have to drive into work, you know. And unfortunately, because in the UK, most people can afford a car, even though it's expensive, it makes their life so much better that it's worth it. So you've got to build car parks everywhere. Traffic is always a fucking nightmare. But if we just had good public transport and people could live in cheap flats in cities, then they could work in cities. And then when they wanted to start a family, they could move to a house on the suburbs. But it just doesn't work that way. Things have been so fucking warped and bastardized by money that, yeah. is fucked. But yes, I think milkshakes and a few other things are going to get hit with the sugar tax as well, because I think milkshakes were exempt from the sugar tax because they count as a dairy drink, not a sugary drink. But they obviously have a fuck ton of sugar in them. And you know, coffee places like Starbucks, it's not coffee, it's just sugar. There's hardly any caffeine in Starbucks. It's, you know, there's more caffeine in a cup of tea than a cappuccino from Starbucks. So I think they're going to get hit with it as well, because yeah, it's fucking crazy. You hear like you hear like some of the orders that get put through, and it's fucking crazy how much fucking sugar they put in a drink. They're like, you know, I want a double shot of espresso, but then I want 5 pumps of caramel, 5 pumps of toffee, 5 pumps of sugar of strawberry. And they just fucking like, and it's, you look at the fucking, and then they put sugar in as well, right? So like, I don't take sugar in my coffee, but I put a sugar or two in my tea, because it's mostly just water. Otherwise, it is just water. Not to be sacrilegious, but yeah, sugar and milk in your tea. I stand by it. But yeah, like some of the employees at Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks have started filming when an order comes in. And they put the cup down, and then like about that much sugar is in the bottom, and I'm like, holy fuck. And then they put the coffee in, and then they put creamer or milk in. Then they start pumping in loads of sugary syrups. I'm like, that's fucking insane. Like, that's gonna fucking drive your body insane with all that sugar. But yeah. But I don't even think it's caffeine at that point. I don't even think it's coffee at that point. I think that's just fucking sugar. So I've got level 3, which means I think there was a level 3 door back. I also feel like we should be able to get into the founder's office. Let me just check my tasks on here. But yeah, having walkable cities. England isn't that bad. It's better than some other parts of the world, but yeah, it's still the way that we live is not healthy. It's not good for us. And until we start addressing that, you know, the NHS is always going to be fucking just overwhelmed with people that are in their 40s and 50s that have just worked themselves into bad health and they can't get back out. And it's not right. We need to be working in ways that allow us to earn a living and be productive to society, but not destroy our health mentally and physically, you know? And until we find that balance, yeah. The founder's office, Williams Terminal, must have the security 3 upgrade from the interface module. That's all we're trying to do. Is just, I think we need to get into the founder's office. Enjoy some milk before bed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, warm milk before bed's a tradition that lots of people have. If I ate those, I'd become air. I'd be floating away. Got Casper bed sheets. My microwave, I had them for 20 years. Money has always existed. You count milkshakes as dairy. What the fuck? We count it as sugary as Coca-Cola. Yeah, well, this is it. This is the thing, is that we try and clamp down on it, but we clamp down on it in such a fucking limp-wristed way that people find loopholes. And it's almost as if those loopholes are on purpose, because they have to, the government has to be seen to be doing something. But they don't want to fucking cost their rich friends money, because then their rich friends won't donate money to the campaign when it's election day, when the election cycle starts. So yeah, they they say they're going to put a tax on sugar, but then they sort of say, oh, these drinks and these drinks don't count, and these drinks and these drinks don't count. And it's like, well, they do. It's sugar content. I think per milliliter, sugar content, that's it. That's the because if you can make your drink have less sugar per milliliter that's healthy, then fine, sell it for whatever you want. But if you want to put a 500 milliliter bottle that's got the equivalent of like a fistful of sugar in it, and it's being drunk by kids who are, you know, young and don't need that much energy, yeah, it's not healthy. Anyway, we do have an ad break coming up. I do apologize, chat. I'll pop you guys over on the BRB screen in a moment. I want to make sure I catch up on as many messages as possible. Oh dear Lord, Starbucks Caramel Macchiato, which is one of their most sold products, has deconstructed in YouTube and a video, so it's literally 80% sugar. 80% sugar. How is it even liquid? Going to Starbucks, drink it black. Sugar in the USA is subsidies by the government, though. Yeah, and this is it, is that they're just trying to fucking sell you high fructose corn syrup. Everything's got high fructose corn syrup in it, and yeah, they just add it to everything. And it's kind of addictive, I think, but yeah. As a high level, so there is actually caffeine in the coffee, okay. People need to take care of themselves too, and the government can't fix everything. Yeah, you got to take care of yourself, but the thing is, if most of the choices around you are just bad, if the most energy for the cheapest price is bad, everyone's going to be bad, because you need energy to work and you can't afford to buy expensive food, so you buy cheap food, and cheap food has energy, but it also has a bunch of other chemicals. It is a trap. But yes, the ad break's going to start in a second. I'll pop you guys over there. I'll be right back. Let me unplug it and plug it back in again to force it to completely reset. I'll just select something that doesn't exist for the meantime. For fuck's sake, I was literally just talking about how good it is. Let me see if I can reach around here. That's right, you heard me. Reach around. Do that. And then, what is this emote? Did you make it into an emote? That's fucking brilliant. Get fucked, dickhead. Did you get Reliever to send me some Tim Tams? Yeah, and I'm sure Reliever could tell us about all kinds of lovely Australian snacks. I mean, speaking of Australian snacks, I mean, you know, Reliever is an Australian snack, let's be honest. Dick.
Does he fuck? Fuck, he does!
Oh, what's that? No! Fucking hell! Wait, is that? Oh, that's for the lift. Okay, excuse me. Yeah, see, I was pretty sure there was an enemy there, but the auto aim just snapped on, so I knew he was there. Yeah, it does. Fucking hell, the auto aim is so strong. I thought there was someone there and it fucking snapped on like a good 20 degrees. Fucking hell. Oh, my roll. Let's
Stop it.
You motherfucker. And he's... Did we see my fucking partner just standing there?
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate that. Denmark, we have an ancient law that allows us to shoot Swedes with a bow and arrow if they try to cross the ice between Zealand and Malmo. Really? We're allowed to, according to law, to hit you on the head with a big stick if you cross the ice. We're allowed by law. On some shit, my guy playing Apex. And the good old days when you could hit a dame with a stick, those were the times. Off to the casino. See ya. Well, please gamble responsibly. Went from 60 or something to 20. Do it. All right, bet, gamble all. Welcome back. Scandy's taking over the leaderboard. I see. Points. Did you win? Did you gamble all and win? Did we actually get a winner? Excuse me. I won 97,000 toasties. Damn. Rank 7. GG's, Casper. GG's. See you in Macau. Never in my life I had whole milk until 10 years ago. Felt like the world was keeping a secret from me. Oh yeah, whole milk. I know it's got fat in it, but it's good natural fat, right? So it's actually probably better for you than drinking skimmed milk and then having some processed fat in your food. So yeah, have a White Russian for me, please. It was my my casino drink. So a White Russian. So there's actually a bit of a discrepancy here. In chat, I want everyone to tell me, how do you make a White Russian? Because I had a way of making it, but apparently there's more than one recipe, and I need to look up both actually because I can't remember. Because a White Russian is okay. Yeah, yeah, because there's another drink as well that uses Kahlua, vodka, and milk. So Kahlua and vodka. So there's two schools of thought. Pour Kahlua and vodka in a glass with straight edge, and then ice and milk over it. Yeah. So people use Kahlua, but I think people also use something else instead of Kahlua. Can't remember what we used to use because. We used to make, I think a Black Russian is Tia Maria, vodka, and Coke, right? But yeah, Tia Maria, vodka, and Coke is a pretty nice one. Drunk a lot of those in my time. I've made a lot of them as well. When I was a barman, people would come in and be like, what have you got for me? I'd be like, okay, I've got something for you. And I'd make a cocktail. They'd be like, damn, that's really nice. I've been drinking them for weeks. But yeah. And then every time I come across a new one, because yeah, we can't get this door open. So I think maybe we've got to head back to across the moon's surface back to the other place to get use the level 3 to open up iconography, I think it was. Black Russian is a cod piece. Very popular drink in Sweden. 3 centiliters, 3 Contru, 3 coffee, cream, and dark. Oh yeah, coffee, Baileys, and whiskey was one I made once. Sucker for proper gin and tonic. So, what's it called? Tanqueray gin with a good tonic. Yeah. Something dreadful's happened. What? We've run out of tonic. Run out of tonic? That's not terrible. That's catastrophic. The British Empire was built on gin and tonic. Tanqueray, yeah. Tonic is, yes, the tonic is important. No. You want oh, it comes in a little glass bottle. It's got a yellow label. Oh, what's it called? Is it? Because I think Fentman's do a soda, a soda or a tonic. Yeah, I can't recall the name, but any time I've ever gone somewhere, when I used to drink, anytime I've gone somewhere and had a really good gin and tonic, they always serve this tonic in the little glass bottle with a yellow label. I can't remember the name of it. It might be Fentman's, I can't remember. Fever Tree tonic, that's the one. That's the one. Synchronized replying, yeah. Drinks tonic like it's soda. The moon. That's the sun. That's the earth. And this is the moon. When you are the moon, the best for you can be is a full moon. Then half moon. And what about that quarter moon? Who knows him? How many times does he come? Twice every calendar month? Moon landing was fake. I don't see any American flag. Yeah, this is it. And the thing is, people were like, the moon landings are fake. The moon landings are fake. And I was like, I don't know, really? NASA and the whole fucking shebang, you know, all of those fucking rockets they sent up there, all those orbital space missions and stuff. I was like, really? We haven't like... And they showed me the footage. They said, why is that flag waving like a flag would on Earth? There's no atmosphere on the moon. And I was like, actually, do you know what? I can't at this point agree. I can't argue that. I can't actually find anything to disagree with that. And then somebody said, here's the spacesuit that apparently Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, this is the spacesuit they were wearing. And they said, look at the fucking tread pattern on the boot. And I was like, okay. And he's like, now look at the photo of the first footprint on the moon. And I was like, doesn't match, does it? And I was like, okay. You've piqued my interest. I didn't read into it from there, but you know what? There is a handful of there's a handful of evidence that implies that it could have been faked. One small step for man, but a bigger step for bread. On the dark side of the moon, where the Germans. Well, yeah, that was one of the Wolfenstein stories, wasn't it? Was after we defeated the. Why can I not look? Okay, I can't look down very far. If you're hairy, try waxing moon. Really drink. I'm starting to build up a liquor cabinet. Yeah, and like, I think if you can...
Daddy Dennis says the moon landings were faked, but the director was such a perfectionist that he demanded they be filmed on location.
Is it Jack Nicholson that said that? Didn't send rockets up, dude. Earth is flat. It was all holographics made by squirrels. Just ask Morty. Yeah, exactly. Stanley Kubrick. That movie is hilarious. Yeah, and Kubrick had some films that were genuinely like, you know, he did horror incredibly well. He did war films incredibly well. So yeah, genuinely a really talented director. But apparently, they did take so many shots that it was impossible to not get it. You know, they took so many fucking shots that it drove people insane. But yeah, even today, I've watched a handful of his films like 15, 20 times, and I still enjoy watching them. There's still something interesting about them. So, where is the save point? Oh, there's one here, isn't it? So hopefully that thing doesn't come out and get us. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Fucking. It's so fucking good. So fucking good. Space Odyssey, no great example of attention to details. Oh yeah. And like the whole AI going rogue thing, that's also become, you know, worryingly relevant. I'm sorry, Hal. I can't do that. Open the pod bay doors. Hal, I'm sorry. No, Hal is the name of the robot. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. We both know. Peter Sellers, yeah. Okay, I've got to turn the fucking... Oh yeah, I need to turn the power on, don't I? HAL 9000, yeah. And then The Simpsons did a parody like everything else. But they used Pierce Brosnan to voice Hal, to be the robot voice. And they pull out his, like, his etiquette or his manners. It's like, oh, nice going, ass wipe. Just Pierce Brosnan saying, nice going, ass wipe. I was like, that's probably the most they could get away with on The Simpsons, but it's still crazy to hear Pierce Brosnan use language like that. So we don't need archives. Yeah, we don't need that door. Last Sarlacc, Grandpa. Pluralistic programmed algorithmic computer. Oh, is that what it stands for? He's Irish. He can. Oh yeah, for sure. But no, you always see, you know, Pierce Brosnan. I mean, Pierce Brosnan Pierce Brosnan playing Bond. Excuse me, I can't fucking speak today. It makes perfect sense because the guy is just, you know, suave. They have that suave kind of persona about them. And even though they haven't played James Bond, you know, for a while now, whenever you see them photographed anywhere, they are impeccably dressed. And yeah, they embody all of the things about masculinity. Well, I don't know what they're like in private, but, you know, they're well dressed, they're well spoken, and I would hope that they're polite. He's from the same village. That man is, yeah, exactly. He's perfect to play Bond, right? And don't get me wrong, Daniel Craig, that his name, Daniel Craig? He brought a more sort of rough, but, you know, capable, you know, sort of feel to Bond, which was interesting. DB5, yeah, DB5. Prong 2, door systems, lift servers. In. Can I open up this door? Is that prong 2? I think this is prong 2 over here. Yeah, Pierce Brosnan. Aged like a fine wine. What? Insufficient privilege. Keanu Reeves, damn vampire, yeah. Arseless Chats, welcome in. Assless Chats instead of Assless Chaps. Welcome in, great name, by the way. Happy Saturday. Hope you're all good. Theory of Bond was based off the actor Christopher Lee. Yeah, and people were saying that, you know, like, James Bond is actually a terrible spy, and I was like, okay, explain. And they're like, he goes around telling everybody his name, even if it's an alias. Plus, he's drunk as fuck all the time. Whoops, excuse me. He's drunk as fuck all the time. Somebody's like, have you tried a vodka martini? It's like drinking paint thinner. So, yeah. But someone said, well, you know, James Bond has been a different person over and over and over again. It's like, yeah, because it's a code name they give to agents that are 007.
Says America, a land where many people think the moon landings were fake, but professional wrestling is real.
Yeah, it's true. Insufficient privileges. Yeah, my story of my life. Yeah. You're not privileged enough. I want to get into iconography and see if I can get a fucking X-ray taken of our fucking corpse body. What was this one? Imaging O2, yeah. You can open that. Screwing for peace is like fighting for peace is like screwing for virginity. Yeah, yeah. Several people had that written on placards when they were protesting. I think it was the Vietnam War they were protesting. Fighting for victory is like fucking for virginity, and I was like, got a point. Got a point. Ah, the door's not on. Okay, so can I turn those off and do that? See if we can get into iconography. Climb Mount Vesuvius 2 days before. Yes, yes. No, it's fucking crazy, dude. The Christopher Lee's Wikipedia, fucking insane, dude. And I can't remember what film it was. I think it was Lord of the Rings. He was instructed to make a noise like somebody had been stabbed in the back, and Christopher Lee corrected him on what it sounds like when somebody gets stabbed in the back because he was actually in a war, so he knows. Have I not got level 3? Have I walked all the way fucking back here and I've not got level 3? I swear to God. Oh, I've turned the fucking doors off. I swear I upgraded my thing to level 3. So I need to get back to a save point so I can check the I don't think I was supposed to walk, but I don't think I was supposed to get back here, to be honest, dudes. I think I was supposed to be back where I was. I swear I upgraded to level 3. I could have sworn I upgraded to level 3. So I've got to go back to where I was. I've got to go back to where I was, and there was something we need to do over there. Excuse me. Only person on the Lord of the Rings cast to actually meet Tolkien. Yes, yes. Well, that blew up. Yeah, they blew it all up. Oh, damn you! What the hell? Five languages fluently and claimed of knowing 12 languages. Well, yeah, yeah, like a ridiculous individual. But yeah, survived wars, was in films, worked for the British Secret Service. He was Dracula on a couple of occasions, I think. He was in the OSS. Some fight for oil, some call it peace of the gas stations. Oil's well that ends well. Oh, fucking hell. Just like a gaspy sound like, sorry, Mr. Lee, as realistic as that may be, it's not dramatic enough. Yeah, I suppose, because, yeah, there is, you've got creative license where, yes, that's not realistic. Explosions don't look like they do in films, but they look like they do in films because it's more exciting. So, yeah, it's one of those creative licenses, I suppose. Only person ever to meet Tolkien in real life. Peter Jackson had to have that stunning moment where you realise that this gentle old man you feel comfortable with is a deadly weapon. Well, yeah, and every saint's got a future and every sinner's got a past. Sorry, every sinner's got a future and every saint's got a past. there were people that came back from the war and they were, you know, they just reintegrated into society, and, you know, they have a box full of their belongings from the war, but they never look at it anymore. But some people, it changed them. You know, PTSD is really serious, and it's it's fucking dreadful that somebody could go through so much physical and mental trauma in an environment that's so dangerous that it just breaks something in their brain. They come back and they're just, you know, they're compos mentis, they're awake, they're conscious, they'll respond when you speak to them, but they're not all there. They're physically and mentally altered permanently by how fucking awful war is. And yet we've still got people that say we should go to war over all sorts of things. It's like, you're not going to do the fighting. This is the thing. You know, I think that the entire army should vote whether they should go to war or not. Like, if they want to go to war, they should, you know, to declare war, they should have to get everybody in the army to vote. And I think everybody in the public should vote as well, but it's the army that's going to go and do the fighting. They're the ones that are going to die. And you'd be surprised how many wars would never get started, because both sides would be like, well, you're arguing over fucking oil. I don't give a fuck about oil. It doesn't fucking, I'm not going to get rich off it. So fuck off. I ain't fucking sacrificing my life so you can take over an oil field somewhere. Fuck off. It would only be in defense. Start fighting for air. Well, I mean, water is the next biggest resource, you know, surprisingly. Seems that Peter Jackson is always holding a cup of tea. Yeah, and you know, bless him, you know. I can't remember who the person's name was. They were being interviewed and they were like, Peter has probably 20 cups of tea, maybe 30 cups of tea a day. And yeah, every single photograph, every single sort of behind the scenes clip, he's there like with his scripts and his fucking cup of tea. And I was like, what a lad. He's got someone just constantly making him cups of tea. 24 cups of tea per day. Yeah, 24 per day. Dad's bayonet from my grandpa is the scariest thing I know exists in this house. Yeah, and you look at like the knives that had knuckle dusters sort of like welded onto them and stuff, you know, and the sort of improvised knuckle dusters and everything. You're like, fucking hell. When it came down to it in the trenches, you know, and like they called, like there's like the pump action shotgun they used in the Second World War, because I think trench warfare was more Second World War than, well, I can't remember. I need to look that up. It's been a while. But yeah, they used to call the pump action shotgun they issued the trench broom. And I was like, why do they call it a trench? Oh, okay, because it's for sweeping the trenches. Okay, kind of grim, but yeah. Should try that today, honest tea marathon, just see how it turns out. Well, this is the thing. If you drink loads and loads of tea, you end up going to the toilet a bunch. If you go to the toilet a bunch, you get rid of a bunch of waste water, and then you could fill it with, you know, refill your body with good water. And yeah, it's actually pretty good for you. This is the kind of thing, is you want to be constantly maintaining a flow of water through your system. But yeah, I'm kind of pissed off that we got to where we get the level 3 upgrade, and I'm pretty sure we did the level 3 upgrade, but that wasn't right. We do need to get into the founder's office for some reason. But the task says I got in there, and now I need to blah 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 blah, but we didn't get in there. But unfortunately, it doesn't let you choose how you save your game. You can't stagger your saves, which is really evil. But again, it's another horror game thing where it makes you backtrack. But luckily, all we need to do is get down there, I think. Because that door here, I swear this door should open. but it doesn't for some reason. Dude, did you know what? This whole taking pictures with the thing, yeah, it fucking pisses me off. It's really, really fucking clunky and annoying, and I'm not sure because yeah, you don't usually take a picture of this screen. There should be a screen up here like there was with the airlock, because the thing is you couldn't get through the airlock until you did what you needed to do, so you're soft locked into doing the right thing. But here it's like, you know, use the terminal to, I am using the terminal, so yeah, it's weird. It was in development for 12 years, but there's still a few things that don't quite feel like they were thought out properly, which is a shame. That doesn't work. Okay. Just double checking and making doubly sure because, yeah. Right, now let's go back and see if that founder's office will open. Got former squad mates who were deployed in the Middle East fights, and they are not all right. Yeah, no, some friends, you know, they were deployed, and when they came back, they couldn't do fireworks night. They didn't think about it, but yeah, they got there. It started going off, and they were like, "It's fucked, dude. I know it's not. I know that it's not. But right now, my legs are literally shaking, and like my hands are trembling, and like I'm starting to feel cold, even though I'm wrapped up in a warm coat. I feel cold, like a cold sweat." And I was like, "Fuck." He was like, "I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go home." And I was like, "Do you want me to take you?" He was like, "No, you stay, dude. You stay." But yeah, but I was like, "Fuck, man, that's fucked. That's fucked." And like, yeah, if somebody sets off a firecracker, they fucking hit the ground super fucking quickly. If like we were at someone's house and we were in the garage, and somebody knocked over like a piece of wood and it fell and slapped the ground when it fell. Two of them hit the ground. They just instantly hit the ground, and I was like, "Fuck, man, poor kids, poor fucking kids." And that was over oil, you know. Ridiculous, mate. Fucking ridiculous. See, look, this door doesn't even fucking open. But yeah, you shouldn't be able to leave that room until you've upgraded it. It's pretty simple. You make it so that the player has to drop down into that room, and you make the only way out is to use the level 3 security, and you gate them to make sure they've got it, and then they leave. Then they're okay, but they didn't, so... Fuck me. About to save the game as well. I was about to save the game. Did it auto save? Teacher in school back in the... Your teacher looked like that, fucking hell. war is a place where young people who don't know each other and don't hate each other but kill each other based off the decisions made by people who know each other but and hate each other but don't kill each other. Yeah, well, this, you know, there was a soldier, I think it was the Vietnam War. A soldier was being interviewed by some press, and they said, you know, do you have a message to send home? And bless him, this kid was, I don't know, 20 years old. He said, don't send your sons to finish what your grandfather started. And I was like, ooh, now that that fucking stings. Because yeah, they've got that wrapped up. Don't send your sons to finish an argument that your grandparents started. We only just got away with that, fucking hell. We only just got away with that. Undiagnosed ADD. Should try and say honest T marathon, just see how it turns out. Went to Somalia and fought pirates for 6 months. He's alive, but you haven't heard back from him since he got back home. Yeah, and like the whole like channel over there, the whole sort of, you know, because is it a channel? But yeah, the Somalian pirates who are literally just fucking boarding vessels and fucking boarding vessels and just holding people hostage and shit. It's fucking crazy. A bayonet from my grandpa was owned by an SS soldier that killed his brother in front of him after stealing apples, but he took revenge on the soldier's own knife and kept it as a reminder. PTSD. Yeah, fucking hell, dude. Because yeah, you've got the grief of losing your uncle, but also the grief of killing somebody. But you know, arguably it's justified, right? I mean, yeah, you never know. The guy might have killed him as well. But this is the problem with war. You know, this is the problem, is that, you know, you send a bunch of young people to go and kill themselves. You take all the bravest and most courageous men, all the men that can survive in the army, and you send them off to go and die. You know, it's fucking crazy. You know. Creature reminds me of the teachers at school, but it's so beautiful and sad at the same time. But yeah, it's so fucked seeing a bunch of kids that were like only a few years younger than me, and they were just, they're clearly fucking scarred, like scarred for life. SS were the only there for the beliefs in the fucked up beliefs. Not normal soldiers. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the SS were particularly fucking awful. So, endless conflicts. I often find myself thinking K Tempest quotes are something that I like. The way we have decided to live on this planet is sinister and strange. Yeah, and you know, because it was Hendrix. I think it was Hendrix that said until people understand the power of love, and until people. How does it go? Because it's the power of love and the love of power are the two sides of it. But fuck, my brain just won't fucking access information. Until the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will never know peace. I think that's the quote. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it is that one. Yeah, sorry. It took a few moments for my brain to fucking kick into gear. Excuse me. But yeah, it's true. It's true. all the while, we've got insecure white men who need more power and money than anyone else to fucking feel good about themselves. There will never be a social equilibrium where we can have a balance of anything. Scandy's on point again. The Wiener Brod connects us. The Wiener Brod. Oh yeah, well yeah, but yeah, when you look at America, Russia, you know, it's usually an insecure white man. Yeah, it is usually an insecure white man. However, there are very corrupt officials in Africa who are non-white. So, I suppose corruption is, you know, no, I don't mean, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. At the moment, because of the patriarchy, the greediest people at the top are usually men, but that doesn't mean to say that other people aren't capable of greed. Because they just haven't had the chance yet. Chapter 6, Legacy. Arsless Chats, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the community. Corruption is for everyone. Yay! One of my 3 genie wishes, I'd put women in charge. Well, I think just social harmony. I think just social harmony. I would just wish for social harmony between people. Because I think if we just didn't spend all the time and money on fucking trying to kill each other and trying to take over the fucking planet, I think we'd just be much better off, and we'd have a lot more money and time and energy to fucking focus on solving the energy crisis. You know, like at the moment, the fact that we aren't just throwing money at engineers and scientists. We finished the croissant. We finished it earlier. But welcome in, Abysmal. Abyssal, sorry, not Abysmal, sorry. Abyssal, welcome in, it's good to see you. We finished the old croissant earlier today. It was lovely, as per usual. The tech textures in this game are wild, A+. Oh yeah, all of the level design and art direction is fucking 11 out of 10. It's such a beautiful game to look at and to move around in. Oh, what's that? Wrong. Oh, they're misaligned, okay. Iconography's down here, I believe. Abysmal, yes, sorry. Sorry. I saw ABYS and then AL and my dyslexia fucking... Well, I saw the word abyssal because I'm fairly certain I've seen your name in Boggett's chat. So I know... when I read the word abyssal, I was like, I've heard that in Boggett's voice before. But my fucking dyslexia saw the word abysmal, so I apologise. Seen what men do with power, and it seems they need to be gross. I'll take my chances. Yeah, well, I don't think it's necessarily like a gendered scenario. I think that because of the patriarchy, women find themselves in situations where they are, you know, at a disadvantage. But I think that if you just completely flipped it and left it too long, that may also cause problems of its own. I think that power and greed is not exclusively more effective against men or women. I think it's effective against people. I think human beings are inherently vulnerable to the allure of being, you know, powerful, rich and powerful. And I think that the capitalist system we invented to try and create a more civilized way of trading goods and services without having to fucking club each other over the head has led us into a situation where, you know, money and power are far more important than social harmony and equity and, you know, equilibrium between people. And as a result, conflicts arise. So I think that if we were to create social harmony where people could all be, you know, on equal footing and have an equitable stake in the well-being of the world, suddenly we would be focusing on ways that aren't so much to do with how much money can I make at other people's expense. It would be more like, how can I best serve the planet I live on to perpetuate an environment which is good for everybody. But we don't live in that world, unfortunately.
Reality diverges from our expectations. The canal, the moon. It requires us, and we require it. Another contraction.
She's pregnant with the thing. Oh, maybe did she give birth to the thing that's pursuing us? Potentially. Right, so we need to turn iconography. Oh no, there's a terminal there, wasn't there? Excuse me, shit. Align surface imaging prongs to the designated contact point to perform the scan. Ah, okay. Okay, so we've got to do a bit more walking around back and forth with the creature lurking around. Okay. Made the monthly Choco Muffins. Lovely stuff, dude. Gimme, gimme, gimme. All the food talk, I freeze it a lot. Yeah, this is it. I swear the algorithm knows when, like, it's close to payday, because at first I was getting, like, you know, Just Eat adverts and KFC adverts. They were being delivered to my social media feed at the beginning towards and until the middle of the month when I've been paid, right? But I think they've realized that if they advertise it towards the end of the month, you see it, but you can't avoid it. You can't afford it. So that makes you want it even more. So as soon as payday hits, one of the first things you want to do is get a takeaway. And I was like, that's fucking evil. It's clever, but it's fucking evil. It's fucking evil. Right, so I think there's a prong door over here, I think. Oh, queens were very evil, for instance. Yes, I think, like I say, it's not inherently one gender or the other, one biological sex or the other. I think it's a human condition, like many things. It comes down to the fact that human beings, when they aren't kept in a sort of social equilibrium, where people feel like everything is equitable and fair, they start to sort of, you know, they turn to savagery. That's rarely been any different, to be honest. However, with the economic system and capitalism as we designed it, people are allowed to sort of, you know, fuck each other over financially rather than physically. And all the while social media is providing a platform for people to hurl insults at each other, it is preventing them from hurling rocks and bricks at each other, right? So it's kind of, human beings are getting better, but we're taking our sweet fucking time. Because that's what we're like. Do I... Okay, that's prong one aligned. Excuse me? Now the new Japanese female president wants to make Japan go straight to the 1940s again. Bang on, brother. I haven't really read much about that, but I know that obviously Japan was one of the places that introduced. Was it a one-child? Was the one-child policy only in China, or was that Japan as well? I can't remember, but I know that the the sort of generational impact of the one-child policy, where people were just aborting girls and having boys, it's created a serious issue. Oh, you motherfucker. Leadership characters seem like normal people when you need to think what the fuck is going on. Realize all people are trash and the nuanced discussion is healthy. Part of why I start saying it's a genie wish, it's never going to happen. I mean, I think it's good to set goals as societies. We should set goals, and you know, the problem is, as we've automated and removed the friction of so many processes, human interaction is becoming less and less necessary, and the knock-on effect of that is people don't really interact with each other as much, and therefore they don't really care about each other as much. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because we all joke about how we hate people, but realistically we do need to interact with each other on a fairly regular basis to sort of just to maintain some level of normalcy in our social activities. It's important to have some social contact. And I think that, you know, just the polite hellos and goodbyes and, you know, the ta very much, you know, just the simple things, they can really add up. And I think that, you know, there are some people that, you know, they've decided. Oh, you're running at me, aren't you? People have decided that they hate people and people hate them. And then they sort of live in that kind of like bubble. Oh shit. Oh, I pushed crouch too early. Pushed crouch too early. Moved too slowly before getting into the fucking vent. Any other genie wishes is better pay for teachers, and then I hold the third one. They're usually great paid in countries that care of their citizens. This is it. And the trouble is, at the moment, we have a situation where parents are so busy working, just trying to keep a fucking roof over their heads. They haven't got enough time to really raise or form a meaningful bond with their children, because they're just always at work. And if they're always at work and they're not really aware of what their kids are getting up to and how their kids are developing as people, they can't spend the time to try and steer them in the right direction. And as a result, you've got a bunch of kids in school that haven't been raised particularly well, and therefore they have terrible manners, and then the teachers have to try and fucking socialize them and raise them. And that cycle means that teachers are now basically acting as parents as well as educators, when they should just be focusing on education. Oh, fuck off. You're fucking programmed, aren't you? You're programmed to fucking chase me down here. Look at you, little bunda. Excuse me. Look at the little bunda. Take care, don't I? In order for me to write poetry that isn't political, I must listen to the birds. In order to hear the birds, the warplanes must be silent. It's true. Art style of this game reminds me of a short sci-fi film, the Panos Cosmatos, The Viewing. Any knowers? They did Beyond the Black Rainbow. No, I've not heard of that one. I've not heard of that one, unfortunately. One-child policy was China. Yeah, China, because they've got a huge problem now where they don't have enough women, which is fucking crazy. Also, since there are a few women in China that they're all like queens, it's flipped the power scale. Yes, and obviously, like I say, there should be a balance. You know, you shouldn't have, you know, a handful of people in ridiculously high demand if you want to build an equitable society where everybody's, you know, balanced. As I say, balance is important, you know. the animals learned to exist in harmony with the planet, and that balance was what allows them to, you know, to exist and not cause problems. Then we came along, made everything worse. To get back to the save point. Right, I'm going to see if it runs to this room now. Just a baby with a bunda. Had a work ethic that made them, by culture, only have one child. So they had a similar cultural kind of thing. But yeah, it's fucking wild. Yeah, and like we say, you know, the work ethic thing in Japan, working yourself to death is like an honourable thing to do, and it's like, damn, that's fucking warped. That's warped as fuck. In the UK, women are the majority. Well, I think it's 50-50, I think. Almost every family's thinking they have a son to carry on the family name. Yeah, old times over. We read somewhere now like 40 up to 48% women, like 25% before. Lithuania has a lot more women than men because of the Soviet times, because a lot of them died, unfortunately. Some of these countries need to visit each other in a singles exchange. Well, apparently, I don't know how true it is, but I read somewhere, and unfortunately these days with the internet, you could read something and it could be a completely 3-layered fabrication, right? It could literally be like, you know, layers of research they've made up, right? But apparently there was a country offering breeding visas for people to come and have kids, you know, because the population was going down. I was like, could you imagine getting the green light, getting a visa just to fuck? It's like, damn. Like, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, fine. I'll go and have a kid somewhere else. You know, I don't know what language they speak over there, but, you know, I'll fucking go and start a family. Why not? Anything to get me out of England. Fucking hell. I'll keep my passport just in case. But yeah, they'll give you a visa just to fuck. And I was like, damn. Okay. And was it Japan? And it was BS. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Because there's loads of cheap. I keep seeing content about there being very cheap houses in very cutesy parts of Japan. And it's like, this is £45,000, and it's like a 5-bed, like detached house with a garden next to a train station. I'm like, surely that's a fucking really good property. Like, no, there's loads of empty properties in Japan. I'm like, okay, are you trying to coax me to move over there? Right, once again, chat, I apologise, but we do have an ad break coming up. So before we... I'd like to be able to close the door behind me, to be honest. So before we... can I hide under that desk? I think I can hide under the desk. That'll be safer, wouldn't it? But yes, unfortunately, chat, we do have another ad break coming up. So I need to pop you guys over on the BRB screen briefly. The vibe, you know, a lot. I like it. It's just imagining a fun party. NHS, they just average. I have 187 tabs open now on research articles and stuff. That I'm the same as well. I have so many tabs open on my phone with articles that I want to... Because I remember once, like ages ago, I got an iOS update, and they said that if I swipe 2 fingers down on the screen, I can ask it to read out what's on the screen as an accessibility feature. So now I just go to a website that has a scientific article that I want to learn about. I go to the reader view, which gets rid of all the shit apart from the text. And I swipe down and I have my phone read the scientific article to me while I'm just sitting there, you know, just doing something with my, like a model or something, or designing something. And I do that with like 5 or 6 articles. I'm like, fuck, I just had someone read to me a bunch of interesting information about scientific developments. And I was like, it is pretty easy to fucking read this stuff. You don't have to sit there and stare at your phone. You can just have it through your headphones. It's a pretty good little trick. Anyway, we do have an ad break coming. I'll put you guys over on the BRB screen. You guys know the drill. I'll be right back. And yes, we're on chapter, I think it was chapter 6. I'm not too sure how many chapters there are. I think there's 14 chapters. But I'll be back shortly. Oh, wow. Oh, fucking hell. We got folded like a fucking omelette. Fuck. That fucking folds. Oh, my lower back hurts just thinking about it. Fuck. Okay, maybe we will take the grenade launcher with us. What? Fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What the fuck am I supposed to do about that?
Stupid shitty room where you belong. Please don't one-shot me though, I really can't emotionally handle it. No!
Oh my god!
He input read me.
Oh my
I
God,
charged
I'm not even
R2'd him
going.
from behind and he input read
Oh my
it.
god, I watched it happen as well.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That was so personal.
Nico, you are such a prick.
Some Shadow of the Tomb Raider in Control last night to test. All right, mate. To test. Clean rotten night. This game, man. This game is funny in places. Quote of the day, by all means. All the redeems. Let's have a look. So today's quote of the day is, "We value your privacy." Hang on a sec. I need to unlock it. I need to interact. I need to agree to cookies, of course. But yeah, the guy, the soldier guy that throws grenades that don't hurt anybody apart from me. Excuse me. Yeah.
You're serious.
Fucking hell! Fucking hell!
Aren't there more of you?
Buy one, get one free, chat.
But rolled out the way at the last second. You love to see it.
What it means to be a mother. You give everything. Everything. I never get ads. Brave browser. Oh, okay. Thanks for not contributing to my ad revenue. I'm just kidding. I am kidding. I'm kidding. Avoid ads as much as you can. Do you know the other way you could avoid it? I'm just kidding. I was about to go into a spiel, but no, I won't. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate that. And who invented the automatic telephone switching stations to be able to do that? Ericsson, Swedish inventor. Still Portuguese slang. 7 to 6, let's go. Actually, www was built on DARPANET, which was an American. Still uses automatic telephone switching to be able to send and switch data. And it's called ARPANET. Same difference. Still made by an Englishman. Got to clean my dirty gamer body and get some soup. Some very important tasks. I'll see you in a bit, dude. Good to see you. Analytical machine on which the first computer program worked was made by an Englishman, so computers made by Englishmen. It was on the next computer made by Steve Jobs. There's also the Turing machine and the Babbage machine as well. The only PC, according to Tim, that was able to do it, next computer, not English. Computer's a British thing. By your logic, therefore, means that every computer is a British invention. Conrad Zuse made the first working programmable computer. And Mr. WW, Swedish invention. Didn't say stabby babby. Stabby babby. The thing is, though, like I say, when you meditate on the concept of social equilibrium, the human race has invented a bunch of things. Do we really, are we really worried about which language they spoke? Human beings have invented some amazing things that have made life better. Unfortunately, we've also invented some things that are terrible. Immediate intervention required. Ripening and induction terminal. Fuck is that? I think that's down here. As you said, the slang bunda wasn't Portuguese. Lads, calm down. We've all had a drink. Oh, look at this. Little cubby hole with a light behind it. In the vents chat. That's what it is. Oh, the baby was inside one of these things, wasn't it? In that cutscene we saw earlier. This is the thing we saw in that flashback, just a lot smaller. The induction door is now opened. On the final stage of the rapid induction terminal, the canal needs me. So we're supposed to get to the canal from... Camera shake, please. Camera shake, please. Archive inactive. Can we... okay. So, where have we not used the level 3 security door in this area? Oh yeah, can I check what the terminal says now? No, okay. So, I think they have actually learned how to corridor a player correctly, because I think from this point we can only go the way that we're supposed to. So I think... Oh, you fucking prick. I think that's his mother. Does he just watch it over and over again? And it sits up when that thing's on the screen. So I think that's his mother. Fuck, dude.
You've come so far. One final step.
I'm worried that fucking ancestor spirit's going to jump out.
Together. We begin anew.
Damn, dude.
Through me,
This composition's really good, but it keeps going away. I can't get a screenshot.
through you, I endure.
That's us. So 3 people. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think those sort of screenshots at the end there were sort of like sections they planned to make into like playable bits, but yeah. But yeah, I think in terms of the art direction and the atmosphere, yeah, fucking brilliant. Story was a little bit thin, not gonna lie. But yeah, interesting. Porting by White Paper Games. Simply wouldn't have been possible without you. For your love, support, and endless patience for Unreal Engine and Mega Grant support. 10 years. We did it. Someone just said we did it. NASA's Scientific Visualization Studio. Okay. Hard to convey how much we appreciate how we are each supporting the new stuff in this routine, we believe. Yeah, from what I read, it had a very long development cycle, and you can tell. I mean, the level of detail in the environmental design was off the chart. So yeah, to the point where like item placement was kind of a bit hard because there was so much debris everywhere. There was so much detritus and debris everywhere that it was difficult to really, you know, see items that you actually needed to pick up. But yeah, I think with the story being a little bit more in depth would have been nice. But other than that, yeah, I think the art direction and the overall feel of it, the atmosphere was really good. Chapter 1, where's chapter 2? There is one. The final step, grief is the price we pay for love. It's true. Weakness of the flesh. Your spirit might jump out with a big enough jump scare. Yeah. When I ran into that, because I was running, I shouldn't have been running, but yeah, it's obviously scripted to jump out and grab you there. But yeah, the whole like the section with the video where it just keeps watching the video over and over again. That was really heartbreaking. That was really heartbreaking because yeah, I presume that was its mother, and the team on the base found that, brought it in, and obviously it gave birth to that thing. Ends on chapter 1, Rebirth. Yes, I don't know whether that's trying to, you know, coax us into doing a second playthrough. I'm not sure. Right, so we could load up the previous. Yeah. We could do a new game. Okay. Well, yeah. I think it was really interesting. I think, you know, for 20 quid, we got 3 streams out of it. And the atmosphere was really good. Being chased by the monster wasn't too annoying. I think the puzzles were fairly interesting. The presentation, like I said, the presentation and the art direction is fucking 10 out of 10. Atmosphere and everything was really good. Yeah, good game. I did get it. It's just ever so slightly almost faded. Got some cool screenshots. Oh, we're missing one trophy. We're missing one trophy. Can I view my trophies? We're missing one trophy. Disabled type 05. Reach chapter 02. Oh, okay. I think that if we start a new game, we might see a different chapter, chapter 2. Because I think that's the only thing we're missing. 13 out of 14. But there's a couple down here. I'll reach chapter 2. Reach chapter 1. Okay, so before we move on, let me start another, because there isn't a new game plus, unfortunately. But I get the feeling that chapter 1 and 2. I mean, I could check. I could check just to save us the trouble. Chapter 2 in the game is title indecision involves navigating the interface system using your cat tools to fix terminals. So why did we not? Yeah, why did we not get chapter 2? Why did we not get chapter 2? At stations, use the tram to control screen to select living quarters. Leave the tram, go upstairs, go to the terminal door, press the cat button. Yeah, why did we not get the trophy for Yeah, why did we not get the trophy for chapter 2? You did apparently. Chapter 0 is rebirth, which is the end. Yeah. So how did I get to the end of the game without getting chapter 2? You're verifying that I'm a human being. Currently on chapter 4, but the trophy for chapter 2 never tops him. I've been playing it on hard, aim to get 100% to run through. Go back to chapter 1 again on easy, just to get the trophy. It still sucks. What I need to do. Same for me, dude. Playing on hard, chapter 3, and now no chapter 2 trophy. Guessing it's the latest patch causing it. Playing on hard, no trophy for 2 or 3. Okay. Crazy Cosmic Bunny, welcome in, dude. So yeah, apparently. Can't game pros get stuff right? Why can't these game programmers get stuff right? Come on, dude. Fucking calm down, fucking Pliskin. Check again. Difficult to check if you. Yeah, maybe we need a different difficulty. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't think chapter 2 takes that long to get to, so I'm happy to. But there isn't a difficulty setting. There isn't no different. You're missing a different achievement. Really, Solipsist, welcome in. Dude, how's it going? Give us this day our daily bread. Welcome in. Showed us a ring, and there's a phone call that says 7 days. Spirit of beans on toast. That's Salnesh workshop. Remember, kids, 4 fucking pixels. Wait, chapter 1. So where's chapter 2? There is one. But yes, thank you for the GGs. I just have to go for it. Didn't have to defeat Type 5, did you? Because you ain't the clanker. You did apparently. Chapter 0 is rebirth, which is the end. It said you did get chapter 2. Oh, what is it? Unlocked on December. Oh, okay, so it's a hidden achievement. Okay. What could the hidden achievement be? Do you reckon the hidden achievement is take down one of the robots or something? The other thing I wanted to try is, can I do I didn't do anything. Oh shit. Excuse me. Click on the gobles. Yeah, I could hover over it, yeah. Abominable intelligence is an affront to the machine god. Either way, kill one of the clankers. Today I can sit down and phone call or a door ring still around. Yeah, it was the weekend. It's nice to sit down and just not do anything on the weekends. I agree. I think that's the way to do it. Oh, we can do 4x3. Fucking hell. Didn't highlight anything. So I might turn the FOV up and see what that's like as well. How crazy is that? Oh, wow, yeah. Way better. No, I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to go back. Disable a type 05. Yeah, it is. It is. It's fucking kill one of the robots. Okay. So we can do that reasonably quickly, I think. Type 05 is one of those robots, I'm certain of it. Let me just check. No. Assistant, yeah, the assistant robots. Right, so let me check how many shots it takes. Because I did say I bet there's a trophy for killing one of the. I said that earlier, so I did spoil myself when I clicked on that, but I had already kind of worked that out, to be honest. So routine, disable. Why are you typing there? Disabling automations, routines in a smart home app. Like, no, not fucking. Can you disable them using your cat? Fucking look how many adverts there are on this fucking screen, for fuck's sake. Do all of that, do all of that, do all of that. Right. Hostile, if it catches you, it will throw you. Once it catches you again, you're dead. The shutters are a runaway, sprint down the stairs, take a left. This segment of the game, you have to navigate the living quarters while avoiding a patrolling Type 05 robot. There will only be one of these robots patrolling the zone at a time. If you spot multiple ones, the others will be deactivated. If things turn south, you have no option. Shoot a blast from your cat directly at the chest of the robot. This will not kill it, but it will be stunned long enough for you to escape. Yeah, so you can stun them. This doesn't actually fucking... I need the actual trophy. Collected by shooting a Type 5 hostile bot with the cat tool 2 times to temporarily disable it. I did that. I must have done that. I shot one of them 3 times. I shot one of them 3 times. And I have a fucking clip to prove it. I'm not full of shit. I have a fucking clip to prove it. So yeah, I fucking shot the. Okay, well, let's. We've got some time until we start Skate Story, so we're still on routine now. So yeah, let me. Let's start a new game on slot 2, slot 3, because we'll speed through the first section because I know exactly what to do now. But yeah, I'm certain I did that. I'm certain I did that, but it just didn't pop the trophy. I'm missing a different achievement. Click on global achievements, hover over. Either way, kill one of the clankers, abdominal intelligence. Can you disable them if you use your cat? If they have severe cat allergy, then technically, yes, this is true. This is true. You try Mozambique drilling it, 2 to the chest and 1 to the head. So my brother, I was talking to my brother about games, and he said that a few of his friends are playing Dying Light 2, and I said I remember playing Dying Light 1. I hope it carries over, but in Dying Light 1, there was an upgrade where you could do a running double foot on zombies, and doing a running double foot and booting a zombie off of a building and watching it fall, it fucking never got boring. It never got old. I did it so many fucking, as soon as I saw a zombie like shuffling around on a roof, I was like, right, he's getting 2 feet in the chest. I don't give a fuck. And you go and then fucking double foot them. So good.
We started this journey together, chasing the unknown, seeking what we could not see. But now, we're lost.
Just say, can we do the whole game without putting a helmet on? Cool. Oh shit, how do we work this out? Or 301. Back from shopping, George Michael stuck in my head. Send help. Oh, dude. Last Christmas. That was shit. Was that him? Was that George Michael? I'm fucking going insane. I can't remember. But the very next day, you gave it away. It was Wham. Oh, it was Wham. Okay. Whamageddon lost. Whamageddon. If you've got a friend called Pam, you can call them Pamageddon. Excuse me. The whole stadium just annihilated the whole town's Whamageddon run this afternoon as I was out on my walk. A local stadium just annihilated the whole town's Whamageddon run this afternoon. Oh, so you're trying to get through the Christmas season without hearing Wham. My brother did something similar with the Pogues. I can't remember anything, chat. Just amazing sound levels from the stadium, just blasting it. Fairy Tale of New York. Christmas tree up for 1 month now. Do you know what? I don't have a Christmas tree, but now that I have a cat, I feel like it's my responsibility to get a Christmas tree. Oh my, I'm 9725. So he can ruin it. Yeah, I feel like I should get him one so he can destroy it. YouTube video just froze. Really? Thank you for letting me know. Oh, I can't really tab out this game, but I think I can actually. That's fine. So it seems stream is healthy. Stream health is excellent. YouTube is currently not receiving data for this stream. If you believe this is incorrect, sure. Yeah, it says it's excellent at the moment. Oh, the thing's here scanning me. Oh, I'm going to get fucking killed by this thing. Oh, I didn't save, did I? Shit. I deliberately didn't save the game. Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Hang on. Yeah, it does auto save, doesn't it? Yeah. Right, excuse me. It says it's okay at my end, so I'm not sure if it's worth refreshing. But yeah, I'm not getting any sort of feedback here that there's anything wrong. Just refresh that and make sure everything's up to date there as well. Sound's coming out though. I went off and back on and it worked now. Okay, sorry about that. I'm not sure what's going on. Works for me. Stabby's Birmingham. It's internet is bad. Right, can I get a save down? Because yeah, there should be a robot right here. Oh, it's missing. Oh, it's there. I've got to shoot it in the chest to disable it. I think it's because I hit it not in the red bit in the middle. That's it. There it is. There it is. There's the 100%. Silly. Crumb said it has to be the truth. Just because I'm a streamer doesn't mean everything as I say is the truth. Right, there we go. 100%. We 100%ed it, chat. Yeah, I think that's fucking good. I think that's fucking good. I'm not gonna do that yet because I'm gonna do a review for it. Clanker scrapped, praise the OSI. I won't do that yet because I want to I want to write a review for that.
Croissant.
But yes, thank you all for coming along with the journey. Poondog, welcome in. Good to see you, dude. Right, so now we need to change over to a different platform and the YouTube stream. I need to bring the YouTube stream down so I can change the title. So YouTube, thank you for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to start a new stream immediately when we start Skate Story. But thank you to everyone that's been watching the videos